Live? Are we live? I think we are live. Welcome, ladies and gents, to the live stream. All right, so we're gonna give it a few minutes for people to join in here, and then we're gonna take a quick look at the indices going into the week, and then we can get into the watch list. All right, so I think we got 13 tickers to be paying attention to. Let's see about that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So we have 14 setups to be paying attention to. And then we have 13 individual tickers that are these setups. Yes, sir. What's up, man? What is up? What is up? What is up? If my voice sounds a little raspy, that is because it is getting later and I have been at work all day. So there is that. All right. But finally, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Let's go monkeys, all right? I'm glad we're finally doing a live stream, all right? It's been quite some time. But I got a 7 today instead of 8, so that works. That works. But yeah, literally for the past 2 weeks, guys, maybe it's been 3 weeks. It's been so freaking. Whenever we stopped doing the live streams, I started this crazy schedule in between my 2 jobs, and it's like if you're not working all day at one, it's literally you're working, all day at the other. And one it would be, 10 to 8. Like today was 10 to 7, and then I work at the restaurant, and then I would be working there all day, and that would be 11 to like 9 or something like that. And then if I am working Verizon, which is actually Cellular Sales, not Verizon, it's Cellular Sales, Verizon's #1 retailer. I'm hyped, guys. By the way, your boy is wearing a $500, $700 suit every single day. I kind of, I had seen quite a bit of gains for like, I'm not gonna say last week. A lot got wiped out last week, but it's whatever. But we saw quite a bit of gains for like 2 to 3 weeks. So your boy decided to withdraw money, and I went a little balling in these suits. All right, so now I have a full ass wardrobe. I did not have that before a few weeks ago, we'll say. But yeah, honestly, guys, I'm loving it. But yeah, if I work like 8:30, like tomorrow I work 8:35, I'm gonna go into the restaurant after that. So like it's gonna be a full schedule anyway. So yeah, my apologies for being absent. Guys, I know we turned the comments on. We have the comments here in this, and I'm just gonna tell you guys right now, I'm probably gonna turn the comments back on. I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna be straight up with you guys. I just want to lock in and I want to see what happens. All right. I remember when I didn't think about the comments. I don't want these short-term like dopamine spikes. It's not even just the negativity. It's like literally just, oh, you have great comments coming in, like a lot every single day. And guys, that's gonna screw up someone's just your dopamine receptor. It's gonna, make you chase short-term dopamine spikes. And then when you have a negative one, then it's like, oh, then it's the short-term dopamine, it's gone, and it just feels terrible, and it doesn't matter about the rest. And I realized what was happening. I'm like, okay, I'm getting out of this mentality right now, so I can get back to being A1 like the steak sauce. So I'm gonna be doing that for the next probably 1 to 2 months to see how that goes. I'm testing out the waters there. But yeah, I'm recovering from injury, so I'm back at the gym every day. And honestly, guys, now that I'm in sales, I have no desire to be in a bad mood. I am gonna be in the best mood I possibly can be every day, because who the fuck wants to learn? Okay, like straight up, who wants to learn when you're in a bad mood? It just doesn't happen. That's what I realized. I was like, oh, Henry, you haven't learned in a while. Like I remember there was a time when every single night I was just, hey, like, you're just excited to like either listen to an audiobook or like, I was just buying course after course. And like recently I haven't wanted to do that at all. Maybe it's with the jobs too. I've been exhausted. That's that. What's your Instagram, Henry? I actually do not have an Instagram anymore. So that is the thing. Maybe there is still one. I am not sure though. I am not sure if there is one. You can look up Henry Foss if you want to. Henry James Foss, if you really want to. That's my last name. I guess I shouldn't say that on the internet, but I really don't care, guys. I got nothing to hide here. But whatever picture you do find on there, just know that is your boy when he was like, I don't know, 17, 18, whatever year that was. I have no idea. I have not used social media in a very long time. Snapchat hasn't been a thing in my life for years. Instagram hasn't been a thing in my life for years. Been on Twitter, but that's what I even logged out of Twitter. I just don't want to see anything. Dude, it was like 1:30 last night, and I'm just waiting to let people get in here. By the way, we're gonna wait a few minutes before we go over everything. But yeah, I'm like literally, guys, I'm about to go to bed. I go to take a shit. I look at my phone, yo. I look at my phone on the toilet. I see one negative comment. I'm like pissed, yo. I'm pissed. I had the best day ever. And I am just talking shit into my phone. And I'm like, all right, this got to stop. So I sent out my message. I deleted Twitter. I literally, I'm sorry. So you're not going to, if you are following me on Twitter for at least, you know, a little while, I'm just not going to be active on it because it's not on my phone right now. I got no desire to get into these moods. But like, I can't even control it. It was 1:30 a.m. And I'm like, what the fuck are you doing, Henry? This is so stupid. It's like a random person on the internet, but I don't know. I don't know. All right. I think that gives it enough time. I think 5 minutes have gone by, eh? What are we, 5 minutes, 45 seconds? Yeah, okay. We were saying 5 minutes. All right, let's get into the indices. So, yes, we cover SPY and QQQ, but we don't have any lines over here on SPX. So let's quickly just fill in the blanks here, okay? So let's go boom, bop, bing, boop, pow. What happened that was very important this week? All right, guys, all right, well, that actually happened a while ago, all right? But over here on the weekly time frame, where's the trend line I was looking for? There it is. All right, so that we got to close underneath, and I did say that would very likely be bringing sellers into it. And I'm just going to say right now, I do think we go lower. I don't think we go much lower, and I think if you are opening up a new short, you know, if you're shorting down into this, yeah, maybe you get a little bit, but I'm gonna give you guys the levels that I'm paying attention to. But this zone really over here on SPY, this zone, I know there's a lot of levels here, guys, but on the daily chart, they did mean something right here. You broke down, we were looking for 425.43, and that's why I was like, why the fuck are people hating, dude? Like, I understand my predictions didn't get it right. You know, I was betting on my predictions, and you know that didn't get it right. But in terms of TA, guys, you know, if anyone's a short-term trader, all you got to do is like just pay attention to what we cover here on the channel. It's literally like, oh, you broke 430. We said, hey, if you start losing this right here, you're probably going down there to 425.43. And what was down there at 425.43? Golden pocket talking right there. And then if you don't hold there, you're watching 424. If you get under 424, guys, you got nothing until you have this 100% retracement. As you guys know here on this channel, if you're not, hey, glad to catch you live as well in this here. Gotcha. Yeah, as you guys know, if you've been following along with the channel, guys, we do use this golden pocket quite a bit. We use our fibs. And if you do get a 0.786 fib getting breached there, you're probably getting 100% retracement. Let me just pull up some examples over here, how perfect these really do work out. I actually noticed on Netflix that, and Netflix is actually on the watch list, and this golden pocket does tie into that trade plan as well. All right, but perfect right there. Let's just check out another one. All right, let's bring it on this one. This is how we, you know, do I wish I just held the shorts like, you know, this whole time? Yes. All right, I didn't think we were going to break down. So I took profit on this candlestick right here. I was out, completely out. All right. So like I was happy because we got a bounce, and I'm like, oh, fuck yeah, we're right. But yeah, no, then you just started dying and you were not coming back, guys. You saw what happened here at 462.95. If you were not going to hold there, you were very likely going to be testing this golden pocket here. All right, which would be all the way down here. And as you guys see, we did get underneath there. So just like SPY, guys, 100% retracement, which is all the way here at the low of 351.36. That is completely on the table, to me at least. All right, maybe some people are chewing for a lot lower. But I'm going to just tell you guys before we go over this, I think you're going to undercut this low like ever so slightly or come down here and double bottom here on QQ. And then I think tech earnings might, you know, rip some faces here. I see a lot of people getting short and stuff like that. We do cover the VIX a lot on the channel. All right. And the VIX still has this triple bullish divergence. You have been closing at the highs, though, which, you know, it tells you guys we're not getting VIX crush. We need to see a signal like this that, hey, we're probably getting some downside over here on VIX. That does tell us SPY, but inverse to that, we probably are going to get a signal candlestick of some sort over here in SPY, and that could come on Monday or could come on Tuesday. I'm just going to point out some scenarios right now. All right, so I do think, let's come over here to SPX real quick. All right, and why are we covering the indices, guys? Because, you know, if we think the indices are going to be going down, other tickers probably going to take a cool off too. And then if they're going up, other tickers probably, you know, going to follow the indices. That's typically how that goes in the market. All right, right here, guys, I'm just going to point this out. I think it's so unlikely that you came all the way down here and you don't undercut this low. I'm just going to say that right now. All right. Do you see like sellers are convicted here? You have increasing volume to the downside right here. No, I do not think you're getting a crash. I think anybody really, fathoming about a crash, I think you are trying to make a lot of money real quick. And I think you're completely blindsiding your viewpoint there. It is so extremely unlikely that it's why are you going to try and play it? You can make your money on the other moves. You can. All right. And guess what? Black Monday, it was trending on Twitter. Woo. Yeah. Not first live here on the channel, but yeah. Woo. But yeah. Like seriously, guys, Black Monday was trending. Do we really think that's going to go down? All right. Let's actually just pull up ES real quick here. ESNQ, all the futures, guys, they're not too green. All right. But I'm just pointing out, I don't think you are going to get a fat, nasty gap down on Monday. But if we do get this bounce, I think it's going to be a dead cat bounce, and then I think you're going to undercut this low. I think this is actually the exact scenario. I shared this with the Discord earlier. If we do end up seeing this bounce, guess what? I think it's going to be sold because, like I just pointed out, I think it's extremely unlikely that we came all the way down here not to undercut this low. Sellers were extremely convicted. You see what's going on here, right? Not increasing volume over there. Yes, we can. Guys, by the way, we're going to go over my watch list. Just leave all the ticker requests in the chat, and we will get to them after we finish going over those 14 setups going into this week. Just so everyone knows, these 14 setups, there's only one swing setup. There's actually a few... Yeah, the index trades that we will be discussing, those definitely can be considered swings, and I do think they will pay out for swings. But I will just let you know the watch list is designed for weeklies and a week or two out option trades. All right, you're looking for these few dollar moves on these tickers to get you that money for the week. All right, so that's just kind of why I started doing the watch list for the Discord, just so like wild swings are waiting to play out. You know what to be watching for. All right, you have like if you don't know how to construct them, I got you every single week. So that is that. But yeah, I just want to be very clear on that. You're not buying a few months out on these and going that. No, you're in and out on these weeklies, and I will, explain my my thought process on each one of these setups. Saw an article about U.S. defense systems being deployed in the Middle East this weekend. BA has ER this week. Is it time for a reversal? I don't even know. I let my BA die into the ground. I'm gonna be straight up. Guys, I've been so extremely busy, so I've just been focusing. Like I really have just been. I do hate to say it at this point because you see what's happened here, but I've just been loading long, and I don't like that. But I think it's gonna be perfectly fine. I haven't had time to day trade or anything, so I'm strictly looking for these swing setups. That's pretty much it. And I do think we are about to see a swing up. Do we come back all the way up here to the high? Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea. We're going to have to see how these tech earnings are. I think QQ is going to be the main, the main entree here this week. But why do we have 2 fibs here? All right. I do think it's going to go something like this, though. I think you probably come up and tap that either 50% retracement or some here in the golden pocket. That would also align with you back testing this trend line right here, right around 430. I don't think getting back to 430, I do not think that's unreasonable. And guess what? Let's just pretend the golden pocket ain't even there. Well, what's at 430, guys? It's where we just broke down from. All right, so you would literally just be back testing that. Let me actually come over to the weekly chart and let me point out how that exact setup was just playing out. And I'm sorry, I completely missed that, calling this out on the channel, because I honestly did not even see it. I wasn't watching the weekly chart. On the daily chart, it really doesn't look like anything here. All right, but you look on the weekly chart, this is a clear as day break and retest. And like, that's my favorite setup. So it sucks that I missed that. I probably wouldn't have been as bullish if I saw this. I'm going to be completely honest there. Like this whole area here, you would have wanted price to close above it for the bull case to go on. Like, the real bullish case, that would have been that. I still do think QQ is not going to break down from this pattern right here. I keep seeing this diamond top. Like I said, I deleted Twitter for the time being. I just don't really want to. I don't know exactly how they're drawing it, but it's going something like this. Let me just point this out. It is on the weekly chart. I keep seeing it on QQQ. I don't even know. Are they drawing it? How are they even doing this? They're going from here down here. Let me just delete all this clutter here. All right. Let me get rid of everything real quick. All right, guys, we will pump up the chart when we talk about QQ setup. Okay. right here. I think I've been seeing this on Twitter. All right. And we'll actually use SPX because SPX I don't have a lot of clutter on. See it right there. You got right there. All right. And guys, I think the diamond is, I think this is a silly pattern to really be tracking. I'm going to be completely like, how have people been drawing this diamond? I don't know. I really don't know. I think they've been drawing it like that. And then like that, like, no, there's no way this is being shared. This is the pattern being shared on Twitter. I don't know. All right. But I've been seeing this whole diamond top thing, and I'm just going to point out, all right, guys, diamond tops, there was one right here and it ripped faces. Okay. I can literally see it right here. So this is the clean. I know I'm doing it with not a trend line, but yeah, this is the last diamond top I saw like trending on Twitter. And guess what? All right. It ripped faces. More often than not, I do think these are going to end up breaking up. Regardless, guys, you have Black Monday trending on Twitter. I think it's highly unlikely, like 99.5 to 0.5 odds here that we do not have a Black Monday. All right. Like, I don't think it's going to happen. All right. There's actually this guy on Twitter I was following, cycle fans or something like that. And I saw that, he was calling it out earlier this weekend, something about, how everyone's, betting on Black Monday or something like that. But I'm also actually going to bring this up right now. Put the call ratio, guys. It's not, all right, it's not sky high. So I'm just going to point that one out. You don't have anything crazy going on over here. We can literally hold that right there. Let me go like that. All right, let me go Y charts. We're going to look at the call ratio. That out right there. All right, guys, like this thing is not, where you see when you're like going to see a sick, nasty short squeeze. So that's like another reason I do think we are going to be going lower. I'm just putting that one out there right now. I do. All right. We're not seeing anything crazy here. So, I don't think, like a lot of people are saying 405 to 410 incoming, or actually 395 to 405 is what I've been seeing on Twitter. Looks like a huge inverse cup and handle. I might be done. No, dude. We've been talking about that on the channel for months. All right. Before we got this pullback, guys, and I don't want to say I'm bullish on the pullback anymore. Like I am bullish on this pullback. But I know I've said that a lot, but I was literally bullish on this pullback. All right. All right. When we got up here, guys, we knew where sellers were very likely going to end up stepping in here. All right, we had a pretty large range, but on the daily chart, it was not a large range. It was literally just right there. All right, so we literally peeked our head into it, and we were looking for the pullback. All right, like if you guys are not new to the channel, then like we were calling this out. You have a mass. We've been calling for like, hey, if you break this, you're going all-time highs. QQQ, you break this, you go on all-time highs. On the daily chart, you have this resistance right there. And look at how ugly this pattern is, guys. Why is this being shared on Twitter? All right. Why is this the TA people are choosing to use? All right. Anyone who says like, oh, TA news is going to rule over TA, I highly doubt it, guys. You got into the golden pocket. We were looking for the retracement. All right. Like straight up. All right. This is TA right here. This isn't predictions. This is me saying, if sellers are going to step up, they're going to step up right here. That's technical analysis right here. Me saying that I am bullish on that, I want to make that very clear. Me saying this is a bull flag right here or a consolidate, like either way, we knew it was going to be a big move in one direction or the other. Did I think it was going to break down? No, that was my prediction that we were going to go like this. We did not end up going like that, but that is not the TA portion of what we cover here. This whole level, going level to level here, we knew underneath that level, we were, going to test 425, 43 with all likelihood. And underneath 424, because that was the golden pocket, the bottom of it, the 0.786 fib, that's when we were looking for 100% retracement. So like, that's how I advise following the channel. I don't think anybody should just blindly, if I'm bullish, don't just blindly be bullish. All right. Take note. Put these lines on your chart, and when things happen, you know what's likely going to happen when these things happen. That's really what it comes down to. All right, but let's get into it. All right, you got tech earnings. You have Microsoft and Google on Tuesday, I believe. I'm not going to pull up earnings whispers right now, or whisperer, earnings whisperer, I think it's called. But yeah, you have Microsoft and Google, I believe, on Tuesday. Let's just double check that real quick. All right. So yeah, that is over there on Tuesday. And then you have MSoft over there on Tuesday. There you go. All right. So these are ultimately going to determine where you're going. I am going to point out Microsoft barely has started breaking down. So if this thing does continue, you do see, you know, it has room to the downside here, and it could easily go something like this. So like, honestly, guys, I think we are red on Monday. I have a few scenarios over here on SPY that I would like to discuss. All right. I did point out on SPX, this is pretty much it. Oh, it's ES, not SPX. ES. All right. If we get this bounce, guys, I think it's going to be sold to a new low. I think it's extremely unlikely that you had your RSI come all the way down here. You come down here so close to these lows, and you're not going to undercut them and put in a bullish divergence. I find it extremely hard to believe. I will be skeptical on a bounce until we undercut this low. Does that mean I want it to undercut the low? No. All right. That means, like, you know, more red. But you know, guys, your emotions and your well-being really should not be tied to an account bounce, especially if you're in your early years of trading. Just realize this is something you, all you're doing is speculating. Hold up. I'm literally talking about the charts here. This is not speculation. I'm pointing out you have aggressive sellers coming down into this area here, and it's extremely hard to believe that you are not going to see them undercut this low. You have strength behind this move here. Why are you not going to undercut this low? If you're calling that speculation, I don't know what you want me to talk about. Like, we're talking about the charts here, dude. DM Dimitri B. All right. All you doing is running your mouth. That's that. All right. Like, straight up. If you come down here, this is not speculation. Right here, do you see this break and retest level? Well, where do we get that, guys? It is on the weekly time frame. Let me just point this out real quick. You're in this range here. All right. Right here, you know, we could do this with an actual zone right here, right? So, you know, there you go. And this, guys, this is the exact reason I turn off the comments, all right? I myself, all right? I'm a nice guy, but you be a dickhead to me. I 100% will be a dickhead times like 10 to you. And I'll probably just get pissed. And that's why I know myself. I had to. I don't want to think like this no more. You saw how I just, you know, spazzed on Dimitri over here? That's that, all right? But, like, literally, Dimitri is speaking out his ass right here while I got facts behind me. What is the fact? The fact is this was your range over here that you traded in for 2 months. I find it extremely hard to believe that you're going to come down here and not get buyers stepping in right where you broke out from a 2-month-long range. This is just a break and retest. There you go, all right? What is speculation? My speculation is that, yeah, I will be skeptical if you get a rally because we have not undercut the low, yet you had aggressive selling. I think it's more likely that you are going to get a bounce, and then that squeezes some shorts there, and then you don't have the dealers paying out all the puts, which we also did just point out, the put-to-call ratio isn't skyrocketing or anything like that. The type of people to call technical analysis speculation. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, dude. I can't stand some of the people in my comments, and I don't want to sit there wasting my time talking about it, but I know I will. I literally know I will. He's just charting out scenarios. That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. We have two scenarios here. You get this, or you get this. All right? Or, you know, we're going to say this because I have no reason to, you know, think it is going to 4. I do think it's going to probably pop back up to 430 because this is your, you know, heavily traded area right here. This is where your, let's just go like that. Oh, what do you have? You also had sellers stepping in there. So we know this is going to be just a magnet if you start getting up here. Let's say you reclaim 425.43. This is also where some trading is going to go on here. And you can actually do yourself something better here. And you can put that on. Now, let me actually not do that. Let me do the volume profile. But yeah, guys, please just like hold the... Yeah, that's what I'm saying, dude. I'm extremely sickened by just some people that have no clue what they're talking about, and they're probably older than me. But then they'll call me young and say like, "Oh, you remind me of my younger self." Da, da, da. But dude, I look back at your comments, I click on your profile, and dude, when we were down here, you were saying the same stuff you're calling for right here. So that's how I find it extremely hard to believe that you're not the one just speculating. Because you were calling for a crash down here. And then we skyrocketed, what, $17? All right? Like, I saw a 5K account go to like 13K during that. I'm not going to say I'm not down like 6-something K right now. I can't say that at all. I am. All right, I am. I've been adding this whole time, and I'm, like I said earlier, I'm not happy to be doing that. It's something I did. I could have followed the technical analysis we did on the channel and managed my risk right here. I pretty much pointed out, guys, you break 424, you're very likely going to get a much better entry at 420. Where are we right now? We're at 421. All right, that's that. Intelligent speculation has always made people money. That's what we appreciate. Hey, guys, I love you guys. I straight up love you guys. Thank you for coming to Henry's defense. I love you guys. But straight up, guys, these are really the scenarios I am looking for. All right, either you're gonna get a pop, it's probably gonna be sold because aggressive sellers. Why are you not gonna undercut it? Or, you know, we can have the third scenario here, and maybe, you know, you get the bounce into Tuesday, and then super big beat on tech earnings, and then we gotta really just say we're probably coming up to 430. That's just how that would go. Yeah, guys, I really do appreciate you guys. That's so much, and that's the reason I turn off the comments, because it's like I get this confirmation bias slash, just like I was saying earlier, the dopamine spikes. I notice. All right, I don't smoke weed or I don't really drink or anything, but I know when, you know, I get a smile on my face every time there's a positive comment. I'm like, holy crap, some random person out there, they're watching me. They think this, what? Like, that's crazy. Hey, don't even call me Papa. I'm honestly, I'm probably younger than a lot of people. I know my audience are like, most people are from the age of 25 to 40, and I am a 24-year-old. So I'm just going to say that. But I have been doing this since I've been 21 years old. Was I 20 and a half when I started? I don't even know. All right. I do know we're somewhere around that 3-year mark. The first year, I remember I was just straight, you know, I had no idea. No idea. Do we need a pop for selling to continue? So that's what I was getting at. With so many people thinking what they're like, how they're thinking right now, I think it's extremely likely you get at least a pop that gets sold. It needs to be a fake out, bull trap, boom. Or you get a bear trap, and then tech earnings probably go like that. But I find it, you know, extremely hard to believe that a lot of people are calling for this, and you're gonna see some stuff. But guess what? We're gonna talk about it right now. Where do we get pretty bearish? All right, I'm not gonna say pretty bearish because you go down here, but you're not gonna want to be holding long for that. That's what I'm gonna say. So am I gonna play short side? No. But am I probably gonna just cut my loss and like move on to the next setup? Probably. All right, which the next setup is probably going to be a long setup over here, all right? It's probably going to be right down here, 404, 405-ish, right down here. Let me just delete a bunch of this clutter real quick so we can just objectively look at SPY. Now that we know, hey, you broke down, that level was in use. You broke down over here, that level was in use, all right? Right here, what is this going off of? This was your hourly, your low here. Guess what? You broke down there. So the immediate trend, the short-term trend, it definitely is down. The long-term trend, the weekly time frame is down. Well, not the long-term. We're going to call this midterm. What are we going to call the long-term trend? Monthly. All right, the monthly trend. And this is what I'm really paying attention to right here. This is where this zone here comes into play. This could potentially be your higher low on a monthly time frame. Am I going to say you're not going to do something like this? No, I'm not at all. We're going to have to play it level by level. But damn right, we are expecting buyers to come in here because that was a 2-month long range you were just trading right here in. I really don't know why buyers wouldn't step up here. If you missed out on this whole thing, this is where it's, you know, a classic break and retest setup. We've seen so many break and retest setups on the channel here that, you know, it's just kind of natural to look for them at this point. Like you literally had buyers stepping in right here for that one. You literally had over here on QQ. Yes, it didn't hold. It did not hold, but you still had your buyers stepping in. That's where they decide to hold the line. All right. And then they didn't. All right. There is that. But I mean, guys, we look at these charts. There's probably like a very large amount of break and retest on these charts. Like, for example, right here. All right. Let's just pay attention right here, huh? The little Russell 2000 right there. Break and retest. Guys, we see them so often that, like, you know, they're just in my analysis at this point. It's second nature. All right. Speaking of IWM, though, I'm just going to tell you guys right now, risk to reward on these small caps. Am I going to say there's strength? Am I going to say there's a base? Am I going to say you have any signal whatsoever? No, I am not. And Yeah, that's just that. But do I think risk reward is there on the bull side? Yes. All right. You have fallen so hard. Your weekly RSI is coming down here. And just know, guys, this is just a momentum indicator. If you go on Twitter, you're going to see people using the CCI, the stochastic, the MACD, the WHR, whatever the heck these things are called. All right. You're going to get a lot of them, all right? But not me. I just use the RSI. I like it. It's simple. And do you see how easy it is? It's very simple, all right? You look for long setups when you have it down there. You look for downside setups when it's up there. Well, guess what? Did you come right into your triple top here? We're covering this on the channel too, all right? This was all covered, all right? The new people that are hating, they just didn't see any of it. They really didn't. And that was that. All right. But now VIX, guys, do you look for long setups on the VIX when you have a triple bearish divergence going on over here? No, you do not. But what I will acknowledge again, like I said earlier in the live stream, just in case anybody wasn't in here, you are continuously closing at the highs here. All right. Right here. Right here. Why did you have this recovery here on the VIX? All right. It tells me people, you know, we don't have a signal candlestick over here on VIX. You want to see something like this or this that's going to signal, hey, you're probably going to get some downside. All right. But regardless, we are looking for the downside because that's what we've been doing, you know, time and time again here, right? We can come back over here. I remember everyone was panicking over here. Well, I looked like a genius because I was saying, hey, guys, buy the freaking dip. Buy the dip, all right? Am I going to say buy the dip works too well this time? No, all right? But you could have waited longer to buy that dip. I just didn't. I've been euphoric. And that's what I was saying about the short-term dopamine hits. I don't want that to be involved in me or my trading or anything, honestly, at this point. I want the long term. I want to work for my dopamine. And I think that's why I got so heavy when I started seeing the opportunity here. I got really extremely just confident. All right. And it's because we've been on point for 2 to 4. I literally saw, like, guys, I haven't seen that type of money rolling in a while. And I mean, it's not there right now. I almost gave it all back. I'm not, but I think it's going to be fine. I do think, but yeah, that's, see, this is what I was saying. I know I need a change. I need to go back. And yeah, this is going to influence that, what I made the decision. Also, guys, thank you for 102 likes on the most recent video. We didn't even get 900 views on that. I don't, you know, I haven't even seen that. MACD, I like the MACD. Let's actually put it on right now. Let's just take a look at that. You are crossing down. All right, so that is something I'll point out. I knew it was going to be crossing down. I just wanted to show you. So we could be going down. But guess what? You're all the way down here. This is where you look for your divergences. All right, we're not in a bear market anymore. I understand this is looking like that. I do. I completely get it. Completely get it. All right, I was the person looking at this on this whole run up. And I think, you know, see this rising wedge here? Or, okay, up until somewhere in here, I don't know. I was like, oh, the market has to go down on this. The market, guys, the market didn't go down on that. All right, you really did not. Well, you did over here in August. So it must have been earlier because it was honestly, it was the beginning of this year that I was like, oh, things have to, oh, it was this run up right here. That was it, okay? I think the 2-year, US 2-year got up to like 5% back in the day or something. Not back in the day. Oh, it's the O2 we have to type in. That's what it is. I remember this. So, see, guys, I used to track these things too. I just don't see a reason. Yeah, right here in March, right? And then I remember we bought the dip in March. Just like everyone was panicking during the banking crisis, we bought the dip. All right? And it literally turned out to be that. Why did we buy the dip? I don't want to give credit to this RSI here because I'm going to get roasted on it. But, you know, that was a large portion of it. Plus, at the time, we were tracking the dealers a lot. And there was a lot of put open interest. But that's what's different right now. I'm just going to point that out. The put to call ratio is not high right now. So that's that. 821.5 setting so much better on MACD. Yeah, I don't even use it, honestly. Like, I do check it every now and then, but it's usually when I see things on Twitter, and then I'll check it. But I'm excited, guys, not to see other people's TA, because, you know, I really don't want to sway. And that's why the comments, there's just a lot of people. Guys, I've had to block too many people recently. I'm getting annoyed at it. But even, like, regardless of, like, the insults that are in these, a lot of people are just putting thoughts in my head, and I don't even want to be thinking, like, yeah, there is the chance we crash, but why are you really going to give it, you know, weight there in your analysis? You don't. All right, guys, 30 minutes in. Let's get into all of these setups. Let's get it. All right, you guys know the plan. I'm still looking for this to be undercut. I don't think it makes sense to not be undercut with all the strength going on straight into this. I think it's very likely going to happen. Will it probably get bought up? Yes, I think it's extremely likely if we do that, or just go straight down. All right, that's not off the table. I think that's also a thing. We're looking for a hammer candlestick off of this zone. If you get back this zone, notice why I have this. This is the top of the range where you should have buyers stepping in. This is where you should hold it. If you don't hold it, 415.50, under 415, that's a tongue twister, under 415.50. Yeah, fear and greed index, guys, that bottom at 17, which is why I still think there very solidly could be more downside, all right? Not speculation, let's be real. Fact, it bottomed at 17 down here, and I was like, guys, we're not going to crash. This is where you get long-term bottoms. Let's actually look at that real quick. Fear and greed index. I'll just point that out for anybody who is new to the channel. We bring up these tools every now and then. When they get relevant, we're on it. All right. You see, we're about to enter extreme fear. Well, what happened literally the other day when we got down to the same spot? We got down, this intraday was at 17. Well, it's not going to show it right here, but over here it hit 17, and that was exactly where you had the October bottom. Now it's, you know, it's too far back, and I'm sure we can pay for it. I'm not going to pay for this. All right. But yeah, over here, guys, like you start getting into extreme fear. This is where your bottoms are put in. I don't care if it's a bear market or not. This is where the bottoms are put in. You're going to get, you know, most people being the loudest at these reversal, these pivot points, whatever you want to call them. That is where a lot of these people are going to, a lot of the speculators I really want to say, a lot of the crash speculators. All right. The RSI can stay overbought for a while. We've seen it, but you can look back at history. It don't stay oversold. It doesn't. All right. Don't roast me on my grammar. Right. I'm actually like a grammar freak, and I see grammar in the comments. I always want to correct it, but I'm like, nobody likes that. Don't be a dickhead, Henry. Come on. All right. But yeah, like you see, it can stay overbought. It doesn't, even during your crashes. All right. You're putting in your divergence here. I guess that is a while, but it's a crash. All right. That's something I don't think is going to happen outside of the crash. Doesn't matter. Bear market. Doesn't matter if it's like, you know, really a fear period here. You don't stay oversold for like even more than a few trading sessions. Over here, 2018, guys, this was a crash. This is when you had what was it? There was something that I remember it. I talked about this last year, right? I don't remember off the top of my head. I don't want to false like quote something, you know. But regardless, you guys see this. It's a very simple indicator. You don't stay down here. You can very easily stay up here, but you don't stay down there. All right, so that's why I do think like, hey, you're all likelihood, you're not coming all the way down here. All right, 405 to 410. But if you do break 415.50, which I'd say if you really want to be safe about it, 415. If you see 415 broken, that is when I think, yeah, we're probably going to come down to these next supports, which are going to be around 409, 410. All right, 410, that's the low of this candlestick right here. Yeah, 409.88. And then the next one is going to be all the way down here at this double bottom of 403.74. So, like, that's when I'll probably cut the loss. If we see 415 break, I'm going to say an hourly close. But, like, also if it's breaking, you're probably going to see it be impulsive. So, are you going to want to wait for the hourly close? I don't know. All right. Hey, thank you. I appreciate that. I do. But that's what I was talking about, the dopamine. Like, guys, I want to be a wolf on my own again. I want to fight for myself. I don't know. That's corny. I know you sound like a mobster. Oh, thank you, my man. Oh, boom, boom, boom. I am a mobster. I got my two pups, right? Hey, listen, my two pups, if they weren't Bernedoodles and they were Doberman, I would be a mobster. Yeah, I would be a mobster. Fun fact. When we got these pups, I swear, guys, I thought they were just straight up Bernese mountain dogs. I did not know they were Bernedoodles. I thought these guys were going to turn into like 80 to 100 pound beasts. They did not. They turned into like 35 to 45 pound beasts. They're still my monsters, right? My dogs, I'm serious, guys, all right? No one sees them now, but at least around Shellen where I live, I don't see nobody. Nobody has nobody's dogs are as well as trained as mine. Mine are off leash 100% of the time. Doesn't matter if we're walking on the side of the road. Doesn't matter if we're in the trails, like 100%. All right. The obedience level, which I see comments on YouTube, and I always want to comment. That's what I'm saying about my comments. I answer. I'll watch dog videos and people like, oh, that's animal abuse. Animal abuse. Like, do you guys know what gait training is? That's what I saw the other day. Someone said it was animal abuse for someone teaching their dog gait training, which is literally like, you know, your dog has to look up at you and you have to approve it going out into, like, when you're exiting a room. It's just simple obedience. That's honestly, that's how you crate train. That's how I crate train. Pretty much, guys, if you got a puppy, you know, some people are going to be like, oh, it's animal abuse. But in reality, no, you're literally just teaching the dog how it has to be for its own safety. That is how it is. My dogs want the freedom, the freedom to be off leash. They need to have A1 obedience. They need 99% of the time, they need A1 obedience. 1% slips, all right? I don't use the shock portion of the e-collar, but I have the vibrate always on. Well, I don't use it a lot because I don't have to, but if if they ever get carried away and we see a dog in the trail and they, if I say lasses, which is literally just leave it in German, that's if they decide to want to go sniff this dog's butts or something, I'll hit the vibrate, and obviously I let my dog meet other dogs. But again, it goes back to that gate training. It's obedience, basic obedience. If the dog wants freedom, if you want your dog to have the best life, then you're gonna put in the work for this obedience training. All right, on to these things. All right, next thing they will ask you: you sure your dog's identified as dog? Oh, that's funny. That's funny. But yeah, I saw this person was just gate training their dogs, dude, and the comment section is literally just filled with, oh, you animal abuser, someone call animal control or something like that. And I'm just sitting there responding, and I ended up deleting these, all right? But because I realized I'm being a keyboard warrior in these comments right now. But I'm like, no. And one of my comments in that video was like 99% of the people in this comment section have absolutely no clue about the first step to obedience training. And therefore, you should, I don't want to say people shouldn't have dogs, but I think you definitely should know how to train a dog, especially these bigger breeds, right? I can get away with it if I have these smaller breeds, but even, you give me a big breed. I'm excited. I'm actually going to be training this old lady's dog I offered for free. This dog does not shut up. It does not shut up at all. And I saw her. I literally just, I offered. It was so out of pocket. I just offered. I was like, hey, I used to be a canine coach, which is, I literally used to watch dogs. I didn't used to train dogs, but I know I train my own dogs. So this is going to be a big first step. I'm going from my own puppy to another dog, a 12-year-old dog. I'm going to teach an old dog new tricks on basic obedience training on, this dog is going to now not think she's boss, because there's a 12-year-old dog that just yaps, and it hurts my ears all the time. It hurts the owner's ears all the time. And I see that the owner just tried, just with the hand, just shutting the snout. And the dog just backed up and just went back to barking. I was like, does that bother you? And she was like, yes. I was like, do you want me to help you with this? I'm almost positive I can at least teach your dog basic obedience training and that you're boss within like an hour. So we're going to do that. That's going to be a fun new step. All right, into the watch list. I know I talk so much, guys. I know. SPY puts under 420.18 to 417.62. Why? Why is that the move we are taking? And again, reminder, weeklies. They're not for swing trading down here. No, this is like if you want to catch this little $2 move here, you want, 50% on your contracts. If you're playing CRTs, you're going to be getting, 100% on your contracts, whatever it may be. All right. But that's where you're playing it for. It's not going to be anything crazy. All right. And you want to see a breakdown. You want to see aggressive selling here. I would be watching the 5-minute and the 15-minute chart. Under there, it's just, I'm expecting you have nothing under here. I think it's very likely you just go down level by level to the next thing. All right. But again, this isn't one of those 3-to-1 risk reward. This isn't a well-defined trade plan right here. This is just for anybody who wants to play puts, just so I don't sound like a perma bear or a perma bull. There you go. There's that. All right. What's the next thing we're watching for? SPY calls at and above 417.62. I really do believe you're buying, you're buying that 11.17 expiration, or you're even buying 2 weeks out. I think you're about to witness a decent move back up to 430 in all honesty. And, that can pay very well. All right. So that is that. But again, you have this. So let's just point out, this would be your trade plan. By the way, you're caught in your risk. All right. It would be something like this. Oh, so it is a 3-to-1. All right. So yeah, the put one wasn't 3-to-1, but this is basically what I am aiming for. And that's just a logical spot that I think is going to be hit on the rebound, because look, that would literally just be a classic break and retest. And what do we also see right there? I'm guessing that's where the golden pocket is. If we come down here, then that's literally going to line with the golden pocket. Yep. All right, guys, there you go. All right. I love when things work out there. All right. Moving on to the next one. QQQ. All right, calls above 351.36. All right, yes, I do think you're probably going to lose that level, but I do think it's going to be, I think it's going to be reclaimed. And the significance of it is it needs to be reclaimed. Why? What is significant about that? All right, what is significant to us about that? It's showing that buyers are getting back into the mix. All right, buyers are getting some conviction back into the mix. You don't want to see them underneath support because you have nothing until you come all the way down here, 348. But above there, that is where I'd say, hey, you're probably going to get a signal bar. But above there, that is where I say, hey, you're probably going to experience a pretty decent move back to the upside here. If you want to take it, let's say you undercut this low here, and then you do something like that. All right, you take that. That's going to be on the 5-minute, the 15-minute, whatever you want to call it. All right, you're probably, just like SPY, you're probably going to be seeing something pretty similar. All right, which would be 3-to-1 risk to reward ratio. All right. And underneath 348, guys, this is where you can, play 2 weeks out or something like that. All right. But and again, RSI will be down there if we come down here, which is why I think this is the move. Okay. Do I think you go down there? Yeah. I think you're probably going to come somewhere down here into this zone, which is right here. All right. I think that's extremely likely that we hit it. Like, guys, let's just take away the clutter here. Why are you going to come all the way down here and not come here? It's not like you made a convincing higher low here. All right, guys, like you broke down through the golden pocket. Why didn't you hold it? If it was going to just be a retracement, then why didn't you hold it? It just doesn't make sense. But also, I don't do Elliott wave a lot, but a lot of people do. Guys, this is 3 waves of, if you undercut this low, this is your 5-wave impulsive series. You are going to see, maybe it's slow because it's going to be a corrective sequence. With all likelihood, you're going to see something at least like this. At least like this. And then you're probably going to come back up to the golden pocket here, which we just pointed out is going to be right here. Probably would be right there. You're going to at least see something like that. So yeah, I still think risk reward down here heavily favors the longs. All right. Plus right there. I don't want to say it again. RSI. All right, next setup. We're looking at IWM. We're covering the indexes first. IWM, now this is something that I think, guys, heavy risk reward down here. I think small caps are so on sale right now. I don't want to say on sale because you can't just say things are looking cheap right now. But you have this weekly RSI coming all the way down. If you come down and hit this 162.76 support, which is literally going to be the low of this candlestick right here. Now we're off by 2 points there. 2 cents. Let's double click that. Let's put you up right there. All right. So 162.78. If you come down there, that is when I am going to say calls. All right. So the way I wrote in the Discord, calls at 162.76. I got to change that to 78 though. And then parentheses, swing for a big move up. That is the swing trade that I think would be ideal here. And guys, this is why I think, we're probably going to see QQ still revisit the top trend line of this bull flag. At least just visit the top trend line, which is holy crap. This is what I'm talking about. Why? Why do things have to align so perfectly? If you come down here, not only is it going to be the break and retest level right there, but it's also going to be the golden pocket and the trend line. Like, guys, too much confluence there. That's going to be your explosive move zone. All right, that area we just outlined, let me just put it back on the chart. This right here, when you come back here, it's probably going to take some time to get all the way back up there. Maybe beginning of November, some November 3rd expiration. I don't know. But yeah, you're going to see either some crazy move up, or you're going to see a volatile move down. It's going to be one or the other, but you have a lot of confluence going on here. So I imagine that is where the battle is going to be. That's going to act as a magnet. Yes, I think price gets up there. Very likely gets up there. Probably by beginning of November, in my opinion. Just my opinion there, right? Tesla, I think this is one for the books right here, right? But I acknowledge you had a bearish earnings call. And if you break down under, if you can't recover here, hey, right here, you have nothing until you come all the way down here to 192. That is a lot. Those are the type of people who dogs misbehave and they make excuses. Yo, that's exactly what I'm talking about. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Guys, I don't bring my dogs to dog parks anymore just because there are so many dogs that they'll be bigger dogs. And my dogs are too big for the small dog section. But yeah, these owners can't control their dogs. And I'm like, what are you doing with this big dog? There's a Great Dane, guys. I shit you not. I shit you not. When I first got my pups, right? I'm at the dog park, my local dog park. I shit you not. There is a Great Dane, right? I'm talking to this man, right? I'm talking to this man. We're talking about dogs. He had a pit. The pit, beautiful dog, great dog, trained dog, good. All right. What else did he bring there to the dog park with him? He had his 2 5-year-old daughters. What happened when me and this man were just sitting on the bench talking while our dogs were playing? What happened? The Great Dane goes and humps the 5-year-old, knocks her over, starts humping the 5-year-old on the ground, doesn't stop. So that was the thing. What happens next? The daughters just crying so hard, all right? And then what happens 5 minutes later? Me and the guy are talking again, and now the one who just got humped, she's sitting with us. What happens to the other daughter? The Great Dane humps the other daughter. Does the same exact thing. This is what I'm saying. If you can't control these big dogs, you have no reason to have them, because like that's what's going to happen. It's dangerous. That's why you need obedience. It's dangerous if you don't, especially with big dogs. Even with little dogs, my dogs can bite. They can hurt children. They ain't gonna hurt, adults probably. They give me a scratch, but I roughhouse all the time. All right, Tesla right here, guys. This is your support. All right, low of this candlestick, which is 212.36. If you do get back up here, that's where I say, hey, immediately, I say get bullish. I say this is where your demand is going to be. You have a very straight shot to down there. It's either you bounce here, maybe you undercut it a little, but once you reclaim it, that's when I say it's worth it there. Actually, also, if this big old thing going on here, right? Does this turn into anything? Absolutely no idea. All right, absolutely no idea there. Maybe you come down here, boom. I don't know. An untrained big dog, such a liability, dude. I swear, my dogs are off leash. Like, I need my dogs to have perfect obedience because the trail is decently small. And they got to know they can't just walk right next to this dog when we're passing. No, they have to get on the right side of me and completely avoid it, because some dog owners, their dogs will be pulling their dogs trying to get to my dogs. And I'm like, no, Josie, you cannot meet this dog trying to rip your face off right now. It's not happening, bro. Oh, dude, best worst dog ever. Oh, dude, there's I met this golden retriever named Henry, and this, Jesus, he's so cute and adorable. But even me, a 6'4" guy who's literally like, at the time I was probably close to 230. Now I'm like around 220. But literally, this golden retriever is scratching the shit on my chest, my back, my arms, everything was just it. I had a massive, my chest and back was bleeding. If this dog does this to other people that aren't my size, dude, it's gonna kill a child. And it's just trying to play. Like, you gotta, your dog cannot be the boss. You have to let that dog, if you have a big dog, you gotta let him know, like, there's things you can't do because things are dangerous. But I agree. Golden Doodle, I watched dogs for a while. The Doodles, all right, best and worst. They have the most energy, but, also, a lot of people, they were too much to handle. But, I love the Doodles, all right? If you're good with them, they're the best. I'm not going to say the best breed. If you're hypoallergenic or anything like that, that's also a plus as well. I'm not, but that is a plus. You don't have the shedding and stuff like that. They love to jump on you. Mine, that's even a thing. And people are going to call this animal abuse. When I get in, like, I don't want this happening because I don't want my dog jumping on random people. Two of them. Micah loves jumping on people, but recently I've been really hammering in. Every night I get home, she gets real excited. Now, we're 2 weeks back into this part of the training. And it's literally, you put your knee out, guys. You want to fix your dog jumping on people, you're going to be consistent with this one exact thing. You enter the door, your dog immediately gets excited. If you got a jumper, you got a jumper, right? It's going to get dirt on you. It's going to scratch your clothes. It's going to scratch you. It's going to scratch people. If there's kids, it's going to hurt these kids. All right. So like, if you got a jumper, this is the ultimate fix. All right. Put your knee up. I'm not telling you to knee your dog. Put your knee up. Let your dog jump straight into your knee. Let that chest go straight into the knee. If the dog wants to have its head go straight into your knee, have it be it. All right. It's not animal abuse. It's literally showing your dog, hey, this is a behavior that I'm not going to tolerate. I can't tell my dog, hey, you're going to hurt little children doing this. All right. But yeah, I also don't want, my dog trying to do that in the first place. There's your little fix. All right. Back to the charts. As you guys, I do like dogs a lot. You know, I would say if there's three things about me that I mean, now sales is in the mix, but I'm just going to say three things about Henry's personality is charts slash trading, and then you got dogs, and then you got fitness, and that is that. Those are my three. Like, you know, if I had a pie chart, all right, trading would definitely be top tier. Then it would be fitness. I don't know. I love my dogs at this point. I spend too much time with my, no, not too much time. It's never too much time. All right, TSM guys, that is what we're talking about. TSM. And by the way, on Tesla, where are you targeting? All right, why is it a 2 to 3 risk reward ratio, or not 2 to 3, 3 to 1? All right, you're opening somewhere over there. If you like, wherever you want to put your stop, hey, adjust, make this trade plan your trade plan. All right, do whatever you want to do. All right, make it something like that. Yeah, I'm looking for a move back up to 240. I'm just saying right there. Also, let's get that off of the chart. Let's put this on the chart. What do you got there? All right, what aligns with right there? If you slightly undercut, I do think you go a little lower. All right, but if you slightly undercut this, that is when we're talking. Boom. Maybe you come down to the bottom of this thing that I just drew out there, right? Then your golden pocket literally aligns with, you know, almost 240 there. All right. And that would be that. Maybe it goes something like that. And now you got your retracements right there. And that would be a break and retest. So, you know, confluence, guys. That is what we're looking for. That's really what TA is. You're looking for confluence. And there's really not too many things you got to be looking for. You're looking at your levels. You're looking at your golden pockets. You're looking at your, you know, supply and demand zone. And, you know, the setups, the break and retest setups, that's something I love throwing in there. All right. But it's really simple once you, and then the RSI, add a setup. You have a decent, you know, risk reward setup going on here where, you know, you're probably going to come up here. Like I just pointed out, break and retest. And then golden pocket is also somewhere right around here. And the 0.5 is right here at this level. That would be a break and retest level. All right. That's confluence. But what happens when you come down right to support? Maybe you get a hammer candlestick. And your RSI is also oversold, guys. Off the top of my head, that's like 5 or 6 bullish factors of confluence there. All right? That's not, you don't want to go short into all of these things. That is TA in a nutshell right there. And if you don't know how to do that on your own, and if you think what I do looks really easy, just, guys, just follow along for like a few months. I promise. You will start picking up everything like it's second nature. Start doing it on your charts. You're going to start doing all of this. You're going to be able to look at charts. We could look at J&J right now. That's on the watch list. Just off the top of my head, all right? This is something like, you know, guys, I get these ticker requests, all right? You just, you know, you just see things at this point on the chart. That's just literally it. J&J, we were actually watching a while back, right? That was, before this broke down, we were watching that. But yeah, you literally got the break and retest over here as well. It's actually on the weekly chart. It's pretty solid. Couldn't even get a weekly close above that. Boom. All right. Broke down from the head and shoulders. Like eventually you're just going to see these things. And then I didn't have these on it, but then I like realized, oh, all of these lines line up with each other. So what can we do? Well, typically we'll get parallel channels. So you hit control, you drag it, and you go down to the bottom. That's what I'm saying. Things will eventually just align. Oh, look at that. You had support here, lost it, break and retest. All right. So on the hourly time frame, yeah, you could probably expect some more downside here. But if you get back up here, that's bulls reclaiming a previous support. That's kind of, you know, what I'm getting at. I hope you guys are enjoying the TA we cover. I hope you guys are learning because I do know there's, you know, all shapes and sizes here along our charting slash trading journeys. And, you know, I promise, guys, things get pretty easy eventually to chart. They do. My two favorite dogs, Yorkshire Terrier and German Shepherd. Yeah, honestly, German Shepherds are, I got to say, Doberman are definitely going to be, that's going to be my my future pup. I'm going to have 2 Doberman eventually, but that I am going to need to not have an apartment. I am going to need a house, and that will be fun. Let's come over here to TSM. That was the next one. TSM. We only got a few more. All right. We could cover some ticker requests. TSM right here, guys. What is the psychology behind this trade plan right here? All right. You have support here. Let's just remove this. I know I have that. Let's also remove that. All right. But right here, you can see this is where sellers stepped in. All right. Right above there, that's where the sellers are weak. They stepped in here. They're weak. So you could potentially use that as a stop. All right. But why are we using down here? Why, when you break here, we're taking puts? I'm probably not gonna. Well, I'm not going to be doing this. I told you guys, I ain't got time to be doing this during the week. I'm going to be straight up. It's been working at Verizon. I'm literally, you know, I can't. I'm going to be with customers the whole time. Well, it was very slow today, though. I will say that. All right. A lot of the customers I was dealing with literally just came in for a little fixes. I guess it's that way on Sunday. Then right at 5:30, guys, 2 people bought Pro Maxes, so that was cool. All right. We got that. Someone, he was working at Microsoft, actually. I should have told him Microsoft had earnings that Tuesday. That's okay. Nobody there knows I'm into stock, so it's pretty cool. Maybe eventually I'll start seeing you guys in real life. I don't know. Maybe when we're at like 50 to 100K subs. We'll get there, guys. I'm going to be here for years, and I've already seen this channel, guys. It was growing so slow in the beginning. Now we get like 20 to 30 new subs every video. Not every video, 15 to 30 subs every video. That's typically what we've been getting. And honestly, we got more on the one with the comments off and more likes. I don't know if that's your support. I really do appreciate the crap out of you guys for that. And just for everything, guys. I really do. All right, but TSM, what's the psychology behind this, guys? You need to have confirmation that you're getting continuation, all right? You have these lower highs and lower lows here. Lower high, lower low, you broke down here. All right, let's just put that level right there. All right, you ended up break it down. What is that? Lower low, lower high. If you break the new lower low here, that is when you're probably going to get that continuation, at least for a few dollars. Keep in mind, these watch lists, these are not meant for swings. These are meant for you to get a few dollars out of these and get, you know, on your weeklies or on the indices, on 0DTs or weeklies again, you're getting 50 to 100% out of them. All right. But on TSM here, if you do break down, you do have sellers stepping in aggressively 2 days in a row here. Yes, they were weaker here. You don't have increasing volume like I pointed out over here on SPY. Or you have that increasing volume. But over here on TSM, you do have these 2 large upper wicks. So you're probably going to get that continuation. The confirmation on that continuation is going to be breaking that lower low. And then you probably at least get a few dollars down. You don't have anything until all the way down over here. So what are we looking at right there? Okay, there you go. Now, I think you're going to get all the way down here, to be honest. That would be your break and retest level. That is where buyers stepped in last time. Either you're probably going to get them filling up right here at this this gap right here, or it's probably going to be down there. Hang on. That's what I'm saying. Basic obedience, guys. Your dog's gonna look up at you. Honestly, I'm not saying everything, guys. They're their own things, but I can't call them their own people. They're their own soul, I guess. But simple, you know, simple obedience. It goes a really long, really long way when you actually need this and it comes into hand. And then people think you're God. People are like, "Holy, how do you do that?" I've had too many people ask how I've gotten to my dogs to that point, and they're like little pups. So, like, they're, like, literally 35 to 45 pounds each. Josie's, like, 45. Mike is, like, 35. Even though they're twins. That's just how it was. Mike was the runt of the litter. Ended up getting Josie for half off. So, that was the thing back in the day. Back in the day by a year and a half ago. There was that. But, yeah, continuation. That's what you're looking for down there. If you want to put this on right there. All right, you take it right under there. If you really want, you cut your stop, cut your loss right there. Oh, where'd it go? Oh, it's all the way over there. All right. If you really want, you can, you know, have something pretty aggressive. Not aggressive. It's not even an aggressive stop here. That's a pretty wide one. But you still end up having, I just realized I put a long position there. Yeah, there we go. And there we go. There we go. Right there. And then it's going to be down here. All right. So it could be something like that. This is what I was originally looking at over here. All right. You're taking something like that. All right, and that is just around a 3 to 1, and that is, you know, why do I think you get down here? This is where buyers stepped in last time, and it would also be the break and retest over there. Maybe you get a double bottom going on, but you did have this higher high, so, you know, you could also just be coming down here and bouncing off of this gap down here. So that could also be something, and then I would not use the aggressive stop. I would literally have right there underneath. Sellers are in control, guys. You are having the lower low. Above there, you're not. Okay, then you could do something like that. All right, which even that's wide. I would just put it right there, you know, right above that level, guys. It really could work out there. All right, so that was TSM. Diz is the next one. Same setup. All right, guys, you have a low. You're breaking that low. Sellers are going to be in control. We very much so can end up seeing something like that play out this week. You have nothing until you come all the way down here. Why do I think buyers step down there? That's your break and retest from that ugly double bottom going on. And no, you didn't have, do you have a bullish for it? No, you don't. All right. But yeah, same exact, you know, psychology behind that. You are looking for that continuation. You want confirmation that you are getting the seller stepping in, because if not, You just, you're taking a blind bet there. You need, the confirmation is you going down and breaking that low. That shows conviction from the sellers. All right. And I am looking for you to come it's not really far down. All right. I expect buyers to step somewhere in here. I'm not going to say Disney out of all of these. I wouldn't be playing Disney puts. All right. But also, I wouldn't be playing these puts at all. I would be waiting for these long setups. If we get a drop on Monday or Tuesday, because you have Tuesday earnings after hours, yeah, I think it's very likely you get that beat and then you get a gap up. Even if it's just a slight beat or even not a beat, I think it's very likely you see that gap up. If we fall, do you see how these charts are looking? Do you see how SPY's looking? Your RSI is going to be deep down in the ditch down there, and you very likely could get a bullish divergence going on there right into key earnings. That's hard to believe that's not going to play out. Even if it goes a little lower, like, it's there. We've gotten it. Every time you've gotten these things in the past, you've end up having a sick, nasty rally. All right. So even if you get something like that, you're still probably going to be getting that. And if you're buying the dip, that's when you could be experiencing something like that. So that's my thoughts on that. All right. Oh, J&J is on the watch list. Okay. J&J is on the watch list. We actually are looking at calls over here. Sorry, I said it's not. All right. Calls above, what do we got? Calls above 150.24. Why? Because that is where you put in a hammer. So we know bulls stepped in there. If you come back down to retest it, that would be an entry right there. I do also want to point out you have a bullish divergence going on. So I think you will very likely get some continuation off of this, this right here. All right. So you very easily could do something like this. All right, you could have right there. And it's probably going to go like a leg up. You're probably going to have something like, probably going to be aggressive. If you get it, it's probably going to go something like, it's going to be quick. All right, so that's why I'd say you could use this and as your stop, because that would be right there. All right, just like, above. I mean, above here, we're bullish. Okay, I'm just going to say that. Above there, we're bullish. That's where bulls stepped in. You have the bullish divergence down there anyway. But if you want to play this continuation move, this is like what I was looking at here. All right, buck calls, yes. Calls above 150.24. That is where you had support, and you ended up stepping it over there. All right. But yeah, all right. Do you see what I'm talking about? You're not going to have much until you come all the way up here. And then you could go something like that, and boom. All right, very sexy. $2 move to the upside there. You have very little stuff between here and here. And that, on weeklies, should pay you about 50% or more. I am not sure. I'm not looking at the J&J option chain right now, but that is that. All right. Netflix. This is actually my favorite setup going into this week. All right. Am I going to play it? No. Like I said, just can't. Just can't. All right. It just not enough time. Or I risk like losing, guys. That's like, probably losing big if I'm trying to day trade. Now, if I have off, I think there's last week I was doing it. Not like this last week, but last week. I think there was one day where I was day trading all day. And it was actually a good time. But yeah, all right, guys. So you are flagging here on the hourly time frame. You can see this is exactly where sellers stepped in. I took the high of this candlestick right here. If you're wondering how I get my levels, guys, you look for the confluence between these rejections here. All right. Well, you have one touch point. You have two. You have three. Yes, we could have used that, but this is the high that was the wick high here. So we know this is where the seller's last resort step in for this was. All right, that next little leg down there, all right? So if you do get above there, let's say you get an hourly close above there, maybe it prints right here, okay? Which it's probably going to be explosive if it happens, though. That's the tricky part here, but I'm going to point out why I even like Netflix. All right, then you're going to do something like that, and you're looking for a move to at least this 50% retracement here. I think you're going to get a move up here. I think it's going to happen. All right. Now, why do I think you're going to get some continuation over here on Netflix, even though you just had a very fat, nasty gap up, 16% gap up? Why do I think that's possible and probable? Because most of these moves, you have at least continuation for a few more days. Right here, you had this 8% gap down. You still ended up, going $25 lower within like a week. Right here, this is actually the one time you did not. All right. You literally did that. You did eventually, but that's not a lot for Netflix. All right, but you come over here. Now you had this gap up. Okay, 8% gap up again. Well, guess what? The next day here was, was that 4%? Yeah, so I mean, a lot of moves in the coming days over here on Netflix after earnings. Is it something you should just be holding, for the ride here? No. All right. You're taking profits within a few days. But I think it's like, do you see this? Do you guys see the trend that I was seeing when I made this watch list? Yeah. All right. $10 move there, $13 move. You sold off heavily here. Well, you got that, continuation there. $30 right there. You got that continuation here. Yes, it was only for another day, but you had a $26 move down. This is what I'm saying, guys. Don't overstay your welcome over here, but we have a very solid trend of when you have earnings in one direction. And guys, keep in mind, we only saw that gap up because of something positive. Okay, so like it is bullish sentiment going on here. Off the top of my head, I think it was something having to do with the passwords. I am not sure there. Do what you got to do, Henry. If you leave him on, we'll defend. Dude, I don't even like. I don't know. I really do appreciate you guys. I really do. But I'm trying to reset my mind. I started doing cold showers again, and honestly, guys, guys, put your shower the coldest it is. Do it every single morning, and I'm doing like breaths. So I finish showering in the freezing cold water, and then I gotta sit there with my back to it, and I gotta keep going one more breath in the next day. I'm up to 26 now. Started at 20. I'm going back up. I was up to like, 70, 80 breaths. And then I was like, holy crap, am I just going to keep taking, like adding minutes onto this in the shower every day? It just kept taking too much time. And then the longer you do it, all right, eventually your head's going to start going numb. That is literally a thing. But yeah, it makes it so much easier. If you got, guys, if you got a discipline problem on other areas of your life, like for me, it was like, I don't know, I'd get out like for a while. It was like, oh, someone hit me up to go to the bar. I'll go to the bar. Past few days, I've turned down everyone for the bar. I don't want to. But yeah, if you got, other areas in your life you're lacking on discipline, trading recently, right? That's what I'm saying, right? I didn't do good this week. I did not. I could have easily stayed to literally apply the discipline I spoke about in the TA on, this week in the channel. And hey, let's go, dude. Let's go. That's the type, dude. The type. I'll be at the gym tomorrow at like 5:30. I've been so tired, guys, because I got to go in at 10. And if I want to go to the gym, I got to leave an hour and a half or a little more for that. And then if I want to walk my dogs for their 4 miles, I got to leave 2 hours for that. So I got to wake up at like 5:30, 6:30 every single day, depending if I go on at 10 or 11. So that's why I like been getting out, and I don't want to do the live streams or anything like that, or really do much. I've been wanting to go to sleep, honestly, and which is a great feeling, honestly, guys. It is a great feeling being tired after just a long day, and you didn't hate the day. That's what I'm saying. And but that's also why I didn't want to go to sleep angry last night. I needed to wake up early this morning, and no, all right. I'm trying to fall asleep, and I'm still just thinking angry after taking my shit, getting angry. I go back to bed, and I just noticed for like 20, 30 minutes, I couldn't fall asleep. I was pissed, and I'm like, Henry, stop, dude, shut up, stop thinking, just go to sleep. All right, you were having a great day and you were excited for tomorrow. Don't think about some clown on Twitter. It's whatever. All right, guys, but continuation over here on Netflix. That's what we're looking for. I know I take so long to get my points out. I really freaking do. All right, RCL. It's because I get off track. I do have ADHD. I am on Concerta every single day. This morning I took that around 7 a.m. I want to say, so that is out of my system now. I think it's in there 10 to 12 hours, the ER version. So that's also at night, my brain wants to go to sleep. During the day, guys, I will not deny, I am definitely wired. And it's weird because if you get shit sleep, let's say 4 to 5 hours, all right, last few days, I can't deny, which is not good if you're going to the gym. You don't want to be doing that because sleep is literally primary thing for muscle growth. Don't lack on your sleep. Creatine also, by the way, if you are, just speaking of gym, immediate newbie gains all the time. All right. So, I'm just saying legal steroid right there. I'm not saying my newbie gains. I'm saying right now, like, hey, if you are a newbie, hop on creatine, get your protein shake, get your sleep, and you're good. All right. Have a simple training plan. You can bring one set to failure if you're a beginner, you're not going to know failure. So you're going to have to, that takes, a while to get there. I would say at least a year to really, yourself, I don't know. I've trained with beginners before, and they always struggle with finding failure. And I'm like, dude, you can keep going. You can rep this shit out. And it's just like, I don't know. It's muscular failure versus mechanical failure too, right? Some people go to muscular. I go to mechanical failure where you can't. push it. You can't do it. But yeah, you hit one of those sets, guys. You hit it with a drop set. I currently am running a full body just to get in and out of the gym every day. Hey, let's go, dude. Let's go. Yeah, I'm really running a full body workout every other day. And why? Oh, okay. All right, we're gonna ignore that for now. We'll call him back. But yeah, guys, that's all you need. All right, you get per muscle group. All right, for triceps, you bring. I've been doing tricep extensions. Actually, today I made the decision. I'm gonna just switch over to cable pushdown instead. They're just the rope pushdowns. But yeah, you go to failure on one set, guys. You're not gonna be you do 20 reps of something. All right, and that's your failure, your absolute mechanical failure. You're not going to be able to push out even half that on the next set. Even if you wait a minute or 2 minutes or 3, you're not going to be able to do it if you really hit your failure. So that's what, I've been finding that. All right, enough talking. Let's get back to it. All right. I miss you guys. I do. All right. I do. I miss these live streams, as you guys can see. I enjoy this. This is a nice way to end the night here. I still got to eat. I haven't eaten anything yet today. Yeah, that is also something I have not eaten yet. But yeah, right here in RCL, guys, puts under 79.90. Why are we going puts under 79.90? Because that was your low. And it's the same thing we covered in DIS and TSM. You are looking for that continuation here. All right. If sellers want to prove that they are convicted, that is when we're probably going to continue down for, I don't know. All right. Probably at least a few bucks here. And that's what I'm saying. Weeklies. You're not looking for, to overstay your welcome anymore here. All right. But when this thing really dies, it dies. So let's just put that line right there on the RSI. All right. Well, this is exactly what I was looking at right here. If we're really going to get this panic here, well, you got here on that day, and then you had all that downside. All right. Oh, that was earnings. All right. But regardless, all right. You see what I'm talking about. When you get this thing into panic mode, oversold mode, this thing wants to die. It's not like what I was pointing out in the indices where you're spending a few trading sessions down here every single time. Doesn't matter. Bear market, doesn't matter. Mass panic, except for crashes. Again, crashes, those are different. I don't think we're getting a crash. Guys, crashes every time in the past. Okay. Not over here. This was just, guys, this was COVID. You guys know this, all right? This was something we've never seen before. The market has never seen that before. It was a complete supply chain shock, which, holy crap, I remember this whole time. Everyone was like, oh, it's never going to recover, never going to recover. And then it price recovered, but also the supply chain recovered. But it was stupid crazy. Holy stutter. That's crazy. But literally, do you guys remember when there was that big ass boat that literally just blocked the whole something canal I don't remember what it was. You guys know what I'm talking about if you were in the market at the time. There was a boat just blocking the whole main pathway for the supply chain, and it delayed everything by 2 weeks to 3 weeks. It was like, holy crap. Hey, I love hearing from you too, bud. I really do. I miss talking to you guys. I do. All right, which is also, guys, I'm serious. What we got going on here, it's great. All right, I don't know anyone in life that I have not met an influencer. There's definitely I'm a small influencer, but I'll tell you right now, it's a crazy feeling. It is definitely a crazy feeling just knowing. Guys, I upload a video and within a minute there are 10 views and sometimes 5 likes. I'm like, holy Jesus, someone, what? That's me. That's crazy. That's nuts. All right. And I'm like, holy social validation. But that's what I'm talking about, that dopamine stuff. That's gonna probably, that message. It's probably why pop stars and Justin Bieber got into drugs and stuff like that. His dopamine. Now, I'm not even gonna get close to that. But that's probably why all these musicians and, because you are jamming your dopamine receptors up there because you have so much social validation. It's crazy. And now to get back up to that, that high you're feeling, that happy feeling, you got to do some crazy stuff. And maybe that's why I was loading the boat, guys. Maybe that is it, because I want to see some crazy money. All right. Which if things did go my way, if we just even got back up to 438, guys, I probably would have seen a decent amount of crazy money. If we got up to what I was thinking was the likely scenario, you come up here and back this, maybe QQ, breaks out here. All right. then holy crazy money was on the horizon. It was not, though. But that's what I'm saying. The risk that I was willing to take there this week, it didn't align with what I've been willing to take in the past. And, you know, that's something I acknowledged. All right, there's that. Hey, I'm sure like everyone here is, guys, if you are, you know, doing this with us, you're also doing great. Okay, you're doing great. You're doing the right things. We're getting the reps in because this really is a long-term game, guys. It's not something where, you know, 5 years you're completely loaded. No, you want to be 10 years down the line, you're able to bring in consistent income with this because you know how it's second nature to you. This is like a second language to me at this point. That's exactly what I wanted when I set out to do this. And like maybe the trading thing, you know, the whole my risk, maybe it's, you know, it's not lined up. But I will say right now, those charts go, yeah, just wait and, you know, give me a few years. All right, there's no way I'm not, you know, worth millions by the age of 30. Give me 6 more years. It'll be nice. All right, it'll be very nice. But yeah, all right, I know. I get off track, guys. You know, I gotta stop reading your comments. I gotta. I just keep talking. All right, S-Bucks. S-Bucks over here, right? This was another, you know, you're coming down, you're breaking, you're retesting, boom. All right, does this align on the weekly chart? Yes, it does. Break and retest right there. All right, so that is what you're looking for. You're looking for that continuation over here. It's same principle. All right, and again, weeklies, guys. I'm not looking for this move down to be sustained. I showed you guys the indices so many times this live stream. I think it's very obvious. Hey, I don't think we're hitting 405 to 410. I think you are very likely going to see buyers step in at that weekly/monthly break and retest level of the previous trading range. Someone called it speculation later or earlier. If you're still in here, I hope you now see that no, we cover the charts. Okay, like yes, we have our opinions of what is going to happen, but in reality, we are literally just, you know, covering the charts and we're looking at probabilities here. And if anybody thinks TA is anything different, then I promise you got it completely wrong because that is all it is. All right. If you break down through this low, probabilities are you're probably going to go a little bit lower. Can I say it's going to be a lot lower? No. All right. But on the daily time frame, you could see this is just going to turn into a swing high. If you come down here and really, let's see this hourly level right here. All right. If you break through here, what is that on the daily time frame? All right, that is where maybe right here, maybe you decide to get out if you start seeing buyers step in here. But guess what? You let it ride, and there you go. There's your 50 to 100% right there, or more. I don't know how S-Bucks is going to pay. I imagine though, off the top of my head, that would be a weekly 50 to 100% right there. Just the whole idea of this, guys. I mean, Discord already has it, but the whole idea of it is just putting setups on your radar. So you know, if you don't know how to do this yourself, you know exactly what to be paying attention to. These are solid risk-reward ratios. If you want to be playing this risque game of weekly options, here you go. If you want to be a day trader, it's risky, all right? If you don't know what you're looking for, it's just kind of, you're straight up gambling. There's nothing else to it. One of the best dogs we ever had was Nikki, a red female Dobie. Oh, Dobies. Oh, they're so nice. Oh, I love it. Smart, protective, on and on. We had a couple Rhodesians that were awesome. Yeah, I'm just like, guys, Doberman. I don't want to say it's the most intelligent breed, but if you want a defender, that's also just amazing with your family, Dobies. All right, they really. I'm gonna have 2 of them, and they're gonna be my pups. But here's the thing, guys. I have my 2 daughters right here. Like these guys are my daughters. I'm 24 years old, but these guys are my daughters. They are. I love them so much. All right, these are who I, you know, yeah, they're my daughters. That's that. All right, S-Bucks. That's pretty much what you're looking for. All right, you're looking for a move all the way down over here to 92-ish. All right, and you are gonna want to see this break as well. So you're entering on a break of that. You want to see that break, and then you're looking for that downside action right there. Your hourly RSI is probably gonna get down there. Probably do get buyers stepping in over there because on the daily time frame. That is a, you know, I'm not going to actually say that's a minor low. You can go all the way down here, but let me see if something aligns real quick. If you're going to continue this uptrend, what is that? The 0.68, 0.618. All right, that's your golden pocket. Guess what, guys? You have a 1. You have a 2, 3, 4. Maybe you get a 5 into the zone. There's your 5-wave impulsive series for your Elliott Speak folks. Yes, I call it Elliott Speak. I'm gonna get 2 Dobies when I finish red. Yeah, no, honestly, guys, make sure you make sure you have a massive yard for these Dobies. All right, you don't want one of these tied up in an apartment. I promise. If you don't do, let's look at it this way. I bring my dogs for 4-mile walks every day. At least I try and shoot for 4 miles. If I don't have time, sometimes it turns into like 2 or 3 miles. But, Jesus, that's funny. Pig's ears, guys, too. Anybody anybody ever use pig's ears? That's funny. I just thought about that. But yeah, like I bring my dogs for these walks, but imagine having one of these bigger breeds that just actually need that. Like they need that, or they will rip apart your furniture. They will just, they're not gonna be tired out. Like literally, you can bring these Dobermans for 2 to 4 mile walks, and they'll still want to keep going. They're in the sport category. So that's for all of these. All of these. Golden Retrievers, German Shepherds, Dobermans, even Poodles, guys. Poodles is the #1 breed that people buy these big poodles, not the small guys. I got the small, like Bernedoodles. They're half poodle. But guys, the energy is crazy. Okay, and if you have a big one, I promise, like there are too many people just under exercising these dogs, and they have too many problems with these dogs because they're not exercising the dog. Just make your dog tired. All right, give the dog what it needs, and I promise it'll be a lot better. And when it comes to obedience, guys, you can work your obedience training, your feeding times into everything. Like everything works together. It's kind of always is training time. But if you have one of these breeds and it is out of control, that's exactly what to do. Start giving them jobs 24/7. Every time you're with them, if it hangs out with you, don't let it just lay there. Put it in I'd say Bliebe. It's German for stay. But yeah, put him in a stay. Put him in a place. Put him, give him a job to do, and he will literally stare at you because he's doing a job. He's waiting for you to give him the okay. He's doing his job. And even little things like this will occupy your dog's mind. It will immediately start to help any problems you're having with the dog. Basic obedience training. I love it. Which is, again, people think it's, animal abuse. Oh, you give your jobs? Your dog has a job all the time? Animal abuse. You're expecting too much from the animal. No, it's for their own benefit. Shop, guys. We have 2 more to go. We are good. And then let's see if we got ticker requests. We're going to run through them too quick because I want to eat and I want to go to sleep relatively soon. Not relatively soon, maybe 10 to 11. We're going to be up at 10. We're going to go to the gym. We're going to walk. Going to be up at 5:30. Sucks. Okay. It's okay. Go to sleep at 10:30. I don't know. I don't know. All right. Puts under 50-59. Same scenario, except I think this is probably top watch. Along with Netflix, I think this is top watch. This is something like I might even think about. All right, think about. But I'm just going to say I'm so heavy into the market right now. I literally only have like $700 on the side right now, which is, again, I told you guys at the beginning of this, it's not something I want. All right, it's something I did, and it's not something I want. But it is what it is, and now I do think the risk reward 100%. Like, yes, up here, I think, I was definitely seeing that. I wish I looked at this weekly chart throughout the week. I really did, because look at this. Literally a break and retest. I would have 100% respected that, guys. I would have, and I would have at least waited for a breakout of this range or something to play the continuation. Like, we're literally what we're talking about with most of these. The continuation is what you're playing. I didn't do that at all. I definitely tried predicting the living crap out of that. But I mean, the TA was the same. It was, it was that. I just didn't follow my own TA. I was following it. I froze. That's, yes. Too heavy equals freeze equals bad decisions. You froze. All right. You can't adjust when you get the chance to adjust. That's what the situation I was in. That's kind of, that's what I'm in right now. Right. If we go down, I'm going to have to go completely all in. If we go down to, something, and then I'm going to have to manage that risk tight down there if I want to, do something like that. But, that's a dangerous situation you don't want to get yourself into. I want to talk to you guys. All right, let's continue. Let's just go over shop, okay? Let's go over shop. You got the support going on right here. You very clearly are respecting that. That is where all of these lows are coming in. Yes, you are having these higher highs, but you're very clearly in a bear flag. And if you do get the breakdown off of this low right here, that is when I say it's safe. Do short down to this right there. All right. But does that mean you're going to come straight down there? No, guys. If you're playing weeklies and you're up 100% by the time you get down $2, take it. Okay. If it costs 100, if it's $150 option to play in the money, let's actually see. I haven't pulled a Weeble on the computer in so long. Maybe I have to re-download it. Let's see if it works. I have the little Stream Deck thing. Boom. Look at all these. Like, that's how long. I don't use these things at this point in time. But look at these. People trying to Weeble. I give props to you, my friend. I do. All right, but let's look at shop. I don't like Weeble either because you can't just type in a ticker and hit enter like you can trading. Oh, they changed it. They changed it. Oh, that's how long it's been since I've used this. Wow. Okay. Or is that it? Or your watch list. Hang on. Maybe that's what it was. Your watch list changes something. Yeah, your watch list over here. I don't know if you guys can see that. Right here. It goes from that to that. Okay. Little thing, all right? Who cares? Shop. How much is an in the money option? All right. Keep in mind, we're going to experience this theta right here. This is exactly how, you know, I was calculating what I'm going to be down if we trade flat into open. I think we're going to probably gap up or at least have that bounce, I think, on the indices. But 51 put. Okay. What do you would either be playing this? That would be my recommendation right here. Right here, right out the money, slash like right when it goes in the money. That's where you're playing. All right. Theta. We had 2 days go by. Okay. You have $11. You're going to see this thing at least lose $20 if this thing opens up at 51.14, like you see right up here. I know, you know, you can't see all of that, but that is how that's going to be. So this is actually going to be going for around 120. If it opens flat, then you're waiting for confirmation. Then the contract's probably going to pump up to like 130 to 140 again because you're waiting for that move down. You got to undercut that low. But then what happens, guys? You go from 142 all the way to here. You get that $2 move down. You're going to be up 60 to 70%. That is what I'm just pointing out. You know, it might be, you know, there you go. You scale out as, you know, these are weeklies. Keep in mind, that's all we're covering here. They're for the day traders, okay? Swing traders, I already had you early in the video. IWM, I think it's great. SPY, I think it's great. QQ, I think is actually going to rip faces with the tech earnings. I wish I was heavier in. I don't wish I was heavier in anything, except McDicks. All right, except McDicks. All right, that's not on the watch list, but it's still one I'm watching. And if we see it, if we somehow see SPY rally and McDicks fall into this level right here, I'll cut some SPY. I'll definitely add. I would like 4 of these contracts instead of just one. I only have 1 right now. Diz, yeah, we covered it. We'll cover it again. All right, that we will. All right, but that's what I'm talking about, guys. All right, if you get a $4 move down from, you know, what was it, 46? We were looking at shop. All right, is that the next support? 46 down from 51. Yeah, 46, guys. If you get that kind of move, it's gonna be crazy gains. All right, you're getting this $51 contract for $140. Probably, you know, $150. We're just gonna call it. Guess what? You are going to be $5 in the money. That's going to $500. That's McDicks, yo. McDonald's, MCD. Me and my friends been for years since I've been in high school. I think we started calling McDicks. I don't know. But that is, yeah. All right. I don't go to McDicks anymore. I remember years ago, I went to get it was a McGriddle because I always would go later in the day and then they stopped at like 10 a.m. I think serving the McGriddles. I would always just miss it. So I woke up early one day and I got it because I had to go do something like 5:30 one time. And I got it. And I saw them loading up McDonald's, like all the inventory in the morning, all of their food. I was loading the machines and I got so disgusted. It was crazy. And this was like, I'm in the parking lot eating this McGriddle, right? And I see this guy doing it. And I look down in the McGriddle. And I immediately just tossed that out the window. I didn't toss the paper out the window. I tossed the sandwich out the window. I started driving home like, get me out of here. Get me to a toilet or something. I gotta throw this up. And holy Jesus. Now I knew the uneasy feeling in that stomach. Oh, it was terrible, right? I think they used to go with the sausage McGriddle. I think they were like They're like $4 or $5. I had 3 of them because I went specifically for this. This had to have been like 3 years ago. And then holy Jesus, guys. I'm driving and I start like I feel it. And I had to open my door as I'm moving. And I'm like, McTrash, yes. All right. I saw how they put the food in the machines and I was absolutely disgusted by this food. And I'm like, how are you just craving this food? What is going on? And I'm literally driving and there's cars behind me, so I can't just pull over. And I literally open the door. I freaking am driving with the right hand, put the head out the freaking door and I'm opening the door with the left hand as well. It was the weirdest thing I've ever done while driving, right? But yeah, I'm just yakking up every possible thing in my stomach and then everything from yesterday. And it was disgusting. I've never eaten McDick's since. McDick's is nasty. I will not. I refuse. All right, but McDick's stock, it looks good. You have an ugly double bottom setup going on right here, and I think this is easily one of the hottest setups on the market right now. Why? Forget about the ugly double bottom. What do you got right there? You have the same exact setup. It's not even different. It's the same exact setup, except you have the weekly RSI being oversold. Well, guys, McDonald's, yes, disgusting. But does the dip get bought? The dip gets bought every single time. You can go long for McDonald's for the rest of your life. It'll just keep going up over time. It'll just keep going up. Just take it when the weekly RSI is down here. Take it. Because you're not going to see that last long. So I think, hey, all right, I think December calls a McDick's, November calls a McDick's. I think it's going to pay. All right, do you see this chart? It never went down. Why? Because so many people are, many people like McDonald's in America, which, hey, guys, maybe I disgusted you over my story there. I hope I did. I hope I did. It will be better for your health. I promise. I promise you'll feel better. All right, but yeah, all right. You are coming right into daily resistance. It's your break and retest level right here, as well as right here. That is why we are looking for rejection here. That's why I got the zone right here coming from the bottom of that wick. All right, I think this is actually, I took this on the hourly chart, did I? I don't know. Why is my level there? I feel like it could have been right there. I don't know. All right, but pretty spot on there, guys. You could have taken the low of that candlestick. It literally would have been a perfect break and retest. All right, and that's the beauty of the break and retest, baby. The beauty, baby. Oh, yeah. All right, the last one, we are talking up to the start. Upstart. Remember years ago, I got Upstart. I get Upstart in the mail. I was like, oh, cool. All right, super cool. I didn't know there was stock at that time. That was years and years ago. Now I see. Upstart is a giant pump and dump. It's a giant pump and dump we got going over here on Up to Start. But same scenario, guys. You're looking for a continuation off of the low there. All right, you did break down. You're ideally looking for something like this. All right, now where could you potentially be falling to? Well, guess what? There's nothing over here. There's this minor support. I will not say nothing. But once you break that, there's nothing for quite some time here. And you could experience a $3 to $4 move to the downside pretty quick. All right, just like it's kind of just been melting down. But because it's been melting down and it hasn't been doing that, I feel like we're probably going to see that. It's probably not going to happen all at once. You're probably not going to see a $3 or $4 move happen all in the same week. Probably going to see like a $1 to $2 move, just like you saw today. Or not today, but on Friday. All right, guys, so now let's go over some ticker requests. I see Diz. I see... Do we have anything else? I see Diz. All right, if you guys got anything, let me know right now, because I am going to go make some nachos and probably cook some eggs. Holy Jesus, guys. Last night. Oh, it was amazing. It tasted so good, but my mouth, my head, everything was sweating. I was on fire for like... the whole half hour I was trying to just eat this food, but it was so good. I enjoy the taste of spice, but I will not deny. Holy Jesus. I'm trying to get, it's an acquired taste, all right? It is an acquired taste. If you have something too hot and you're not used to the spice, was it a habanero? I don't remember what it was. It was at Antonio's restaurant, and they had it on the side because Antonio like loves these, and he just eats them whole, and it's fine to him. It's like my dad actually is like the same. He'd like, 1.8 million Scoville. He used to, I remember we had that. And he still has all of these things in the fridge, but he ends up like, back in the day, right? Now his fridge is, it probably actually has more. But back in the day, my dad used to troll me. All right. It was very rare, but I would have soup. All right. And this motherfucker, guys, he would put, it would come with a very tiny spoon because you shouldn't have more than that. He would put that spoonful in it and prank me. And I would be just running to the bathroom with my mouth in the sink because I'm like, what is wrong with this soup? But he would do it all the time. I remember it. I love my pops. He's cool. He's cool. But yeah, guys, I was sweating profusely last night trying to eat that food. I ended up putting a whole ass chili pepper in it. I cut up a chili pepper and I ended up putting that in it. I don't know. I kind of want to do it tonight too, but I'm probably not. All right. Other than that, the only hot thing in that was you had, sriracha. That's just for flavor, and the cha-cha I like, and then you got what is it? Western. It's hot Western Chipotle seasoning. That is also the hot thing, but it's just whatever. I think it was the chili peppers. I think that really did it. Regardless, all right, let's go over some of these. Disney will do after Nike. Nike, guys, congrats to anyone who's watching Nike when we said it was the hottest setup in the market all the way down here. Congratulations. Why do we use the RSI? Because the RSI has our back literally all the time. Okay? The hottest setup in the market back then. What was it? It was Nike, and what was the other one? There was one other one. I know it popped off, but I just don't know which one it was. Was this NVIDIA a few weeks ago? It was NVIDIA, all right? NVIDIA and Nike were the hottest setups in the market. Why? Because you had this going on NVIDIA, and you were right at support, all right? Best risk reward out there was NVIDIA. And then, well, aside from Nike was the other one. Nike, I wish I just went super ballsy heavy on Nike, all right? But, you had a fat, nasty gap up over here, and I think we got I don't remember what it was off the top of my head. I want to say 150%, something like that. It was real quick, all right? Right off that. And then I said, hey, guys, you should probably be taking profits. Then I would buy that dip. Guess what? You got to take the profits because you did sell off that. If you had the big fat nasty, it was like 8%, 9% off the open. You got right to right to 99. I remember I opened up a strangle, then later in the day the strangle paid, but at that point my patience was not there. All right. But yeah, then look at this. Guys, look at Nike, all right? It looks so beyond sexy. I'm just putting that one out there, right? Inverse head and shoulders going on right here. I think you could, and this is what I was saying earlier, guys, it'll eventually just become second nature. You will literally, AMD, NVIDIA, and Nike. Oh, that's why you guys are saying AMD. Oh, I love you guys, bro. Oh, this is what I'm saying, guys. There's so much money to be dead. Like, I just had a lot of money that flooded into my accounts for the past, I want to say 2 to 4 weeks. And it was all because, like, the same fear that, like, we're seeing down here. Yes, it was, like, more down there. You had the fear ingredient at 17. But, guys, your boy has seen this. I've covered this time and time again on the channel. Like, these things, they don't stay like this for long. These are literally the times when you load up long, even if it's just going to be for a dead cat bounce. This is when you're going to be getting them. All right. You see that people want to roast the RSI, guys. You combine that with some setups, some break and retest, some support, some demand zones, some, bullish divergence going on, some fear and greed index being at 17. You're going to get some sick, nasty upside across the board. And AMD had the sexiest setup on the market. You came down here, daily RSI was being oversold, well, almost oversold over there. What you also have, you were going to be on the bottom of that trend line. What you also have, in the hourly time frame. Remember, I believe this was also something we covered right here. You ended up breaking out to the upside. We were bullish. We played it twice. We played it on that move right there. We also played it on that move right there. All right. If you're in the Discord, you knew about that. AMD easily was the sexiest setup. What the heck? And honestly, guys, still one of the sexiest setups on the market. I find it, holy, I see something right now. And that's what I was saying. The second nature, the second language is going to be the charts eventually. Just keep going. Just keep going, guys. Just keep going. Because guys, I've been doing these updates for I don't know, I want to say it's been about a year and a half. There were definitely videos before that, guys. I remember I used to cover Sol. I remember that was my first big win. I did a oh, was it? No, it was company. It was called something else. All right, but I think it was Sol. I remember it wasn't even this. All right, maybe it was this. Look at that. But I don't know why it says market cap there because no, never mind. Sol Ltd was that the company name? I don't even remember. I don't know. I want to say it was a solar company, all right, but I managed to catch something exactly like this. It was like a 400, 500, 600 percenter. And I remember in college later that year, I ended up writing a report on it. I was like, yeah, it just kept going, and I finally hit my first like 6-bagger, whatever I said in the report. I remember it. It was great, all right. But yeah, I've been making these I've been, guys, just keep going, guys. Just like I knew doing those updates, guys, I knew it was destined to compound the skill set. I knew it, all right. Yes, it would build a following in the process, but the skill set is what I cared about because, like I said earlier, guys, it's a long-term game. You want to be 10 years down the line, and you want to know, hey, you have that skill set developed. You are never going to be out of money. You will never not be able to pay whatever you got to pay because you will have money coming in. You want to set yourself up for that. Doesn't matter what age you are. I promise 5-10 years, you do what we've been doing here on the channel. You do something similar. You commit yourself to the markets every day doing something like that. I promise it's going to compound. You're going to get there 5-10 years. There's not a chance you're not there. It's just how it is. Put in the work. It'll be there. All right. All right, let's get back to it. I know we started talking about AMD, Nike. All right. But yeah, Nike, guys, I'm just saying right there, break and retest. That is personally what I would be paying attention to. You're paying attention to the high of this candlestick, which is going to be 99.47. Paying attention to that one. I'm going to keep this on my chart. So maybe if we're around next week, which, guys, I'll probably have a yeah, I'll probably have a 10 to 7 shift next Sunday too. So maybe we do a live stream after. We'll see how tired we are. All right. Maybe this will be right here. Maybe that's on the watch list. I don't know. All right. Look at that big fat nasty gap down there. I thought this was going to reverse upward, but you broke down. All right. There was that. Diz though. AMD. I just realized. I told you ADHD, guys. Medications worn off. Henry, the focus ain't there right now. I'll tell you that much. Skill set's there. Focus ain't there. I promise. I promise. That's why this is what, an hour and a half now? Hour and 46 minutes? Crazy. I appreciate everyone who's just sticking around with us. All right, right here, guys. I'm going to thicken this because you can't even see it. Right there. What the heck? Oh, I used the wrong tool. It doesn't even need to be thicker. I was just the wrong tool. I was putting dots on my screen. Right here, guys. All right. I knew I saw it. That's picture freaking perfect. Yes, we just saw it on QQ and it did not play out at all. So keep that in mind, all right? But as long as you hold somewhere over here, this previous higher low here, all right, the major low, I'd call it there. That was a major low. That was a major low. I'd call that a minor low, honestly. As long as you hold the minor low. We'll just call it the low. As long as you hold the low, you're good. All right? You're probably going to get something like that. All right, and then, back to being the sexy setup in the market. And then ideally what you want to see is you want to see that. All right, guys, so let's see if I see any more. No, I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to make some food. No, I don't see anything. Hey, shout out to you guys for, someone said something about my predictions or my speculation earlier. Thank you guys for, stepping in there. Because some people are just clowns like that. Like, people probably think I'm a clown, but how I see it is straight up. Some people just want to, not understand something and then open their mouth about it. And it makes no sense to me. It's like, do you see that you can't do what we're doing here and then you still try and open the mouth about it? Because if you could do what we're doing here, then guess what? You'd know we're talking about probabilities here. We're talking about setups that in the past, they have played out. All right. And why are we not going to talk about these things? It is just, probable outcome at that point. All right, guys, I don't see any more tickers to go over except Diz. Diz right here, guys. That is what we will cover right here. I am looking for some more downside, but I am looking for buyers to step in. And that I think is very likely going to be here. Diz has been in a falling wedge for quite some time here. This is on the weekly time frame. All right, so that is still something that I think is a valid formation here going on right there. And if you do end up seeing a break, oh yeah, this is the trend line that's being respected on the weekly time frame. If you see the weekly close above that, that is when I would say it's safe to start even short-term swinging DIS. All right, and actually, yeah, guys, same thing. I'm seeing them all over the place, guys. I can't stand this. I don't want to keep putting these things on and then maybe they don't play out, but guess what? They're still here. We'll acknowledge it. What do you got going on right here? This is so sexy, guys. Guys, we're going to rip faces to the upside, baby. We're going to rip faces. Yeah, honestly, I agree. Run from Disney. All right. Diz over here was not the move. But guess what? All right. If you do get this proof of concept here and you break out from this inverse head and shoulders, that is also going to probably result in a weekly close above this trend line. And then you're probably, even if you get pullbacks, they'll probably be met with buyers. You probably have a lot of people waiting on the sidelines and just waiting for this thing to have bullish momentum in it. In order for that to happen, you need on a closing basis, you're going to want a higher high. You haven't had that in so long, guys. You haven't had that from here. Like literally ever since this was your last closing high. And then you guys, how long ago was this? Beginning of the year. Market has been ripping faces. This thing has died. All right. How many people are waiting on the sidelines here? Probably a lot. All right. Sun run. Oh, that's fun. Sun run. Run. Actually, this is a guys, I applied to this before I got the whole cellular sales job slash Verizon. It's Verizon's #1 retailer. It's like all my stuff says Verizon. So there's that. But I can't legally say it's Verizon. So that's that. But you know, we have more stores than Verizon, I guess. The store says Verizon on it, so that's that. My name tag, it also has is the Verizon symbol on it, I think. Yeah. Yeah, Diz looks yo, what's up, my guy? What is up? I missed you. This is what I'm saying, guys. I enjoyed talking and chatting with you guys about setups and stuff in the comments, all right? Me and Alan over here, we were chatting for months, I think. There were a few people that just constantly brought up setups. I really do like it. I like having a community where we, you know, share a bunch of stuff. It makes it easy. But that's also why I wanted to open up the Discord just for a free one, all right? No, I'm not going to do like, you know, you're not going to get tick requests. You're not going to get to, you know, get all my attention all the time and get me answering it very quick there or like all the updates and stuff like that. But we could have a free chat room and maybe hundreds of people join. And like maybe then, you know, we'll have, yeah, there's probably going to be a lot of dickheads who join, but guess what? I'll just move them. If someone's hating in there, I'll just freaking remove them. It's whatever. So we could do something like that. All right. I already have the Discord set up. So like the channels right now, they're locked. It's the trader tier. So you have to be in that tier to see all of those channels, but we'll open up one or not. And then maybe guys, we have we're going on 3.7K. All right, guys, what are we at right now? I think we're at 3.6, not I think 3.641. All right, that is what the sub count is at right now, which I was very surprised to see a lot of subs roll in from not yesterday, but the other day when I made a Friday night, the weekly update. Did not think, I thought immediately people were going to be leaving there. I thought we were going right back down to under 3.6K. I was like, okay, got to do it. Yeah, I'm excited. But then, you know, I got the hate and I was like, oh, I don't know about that Discord, but I'm probably going to do it. All right. I'm probably going to do it in the coming 2 to 4 weeks. That thing will be there. So we have hundreds of people to, you know, share ideas amongst, and, you know, we'll never be caught off guard. Plus we'll also have, if we have hundreds of people, like I did a poll today. Let's actually check the results of that poll. I want to see. I saw some dickhead comment earlier. Some guy comment your mom's house. And I was like, ah, oh, come on, man. You got to be new around here. Like, damn, man, that sucks that people just have these snobby remarks. All right. But yeah, we got 73 votes. So that's what I'm saying, guys. We could probably have like hundreds of people in the Discord that would join. And then we would always have these, you know, sentiment. We would always be able to not only take polls, but we'll see the public sentiment with hundreds of people. We can see which way the crowd. And I don't want, I don't want to say that because we are contrarian thinkers here. And if we're all following along with the same TA, then maybe we can't really even consider it like that. I don't know. It still will be cool to have ton of polls with hundreds of people. I don't know. Where is SPY going this week? We had 430, we had 425, we had 415, 410. It is currently right around 421, so 420, so that's right in the middle of all those. The biggest one was 430. Now, I don't know if that is because of what I have been sharing on the channel or not, but that does kind of represent what the put to call ratio is suggesting, which is, yes, people are not actually betting on a crash more than they're betting on some upside. And I don't think, I don't blame you. QQ is still in this massive bull flag, and people think it's going to break down and come to 330. You think we're going to 330? I don't know. I at least think you're going to get what I pointed out earlier. Probably going to undercut this low. Even if you come down to 348, it's probably going to be with a wick, and then you immediately shoot back up into tech earnings or something like that. Maybe it is something like that. You have the lower low, but then we're looking for something like that. We're looking for the three-wave, corrective sequence there. Because guess what? 1, 2, 3, 4. If you make the lower low, guys, there you go. There's your 5-wave sequence. We're looking for that 3-wave. All right, I'm bullish. Yeah. Yeah, honestly, yeah. It should be a good opti for investment accounts. Dude, no problem, man. Honestly, I was getting out of Verizon. I was actually at Verizon earlier. That's why I was like, oh yeah, we're gonna commit 7:30. We're on here, all right. And then I was getting out. I was like, oh, I gotta go home. I gotta go right. I was gonna go to Big Y and get some bacon bits. I ran out of bacon bits. I was gonna get more chicken. But yeah, I didn't go. I decided to go tomorrow just so I can be on time for you guys. There's that. All right, and just before we move on here, I'm just gonna let you guys know. All right, triple bearish divergent on VIX, guys. Please don't get short up here. Just know, any downside is very short-lived when you have VIX like this. All right, and that's not me giving a prediction. That's me simply stating a fact. All right, and this, I don't think we got a crash going on here. Look at what that RSI looks like when you have mass fear. You see massive spikes, and you sustain those, and it's pretty consolidated. You still don't stay up there long, but yeah, you have a lot more downside in the indices in those cases. Guys, we've taken our dear sweet time here. I think you're putting in a major bottom here. I think we have sentiment just, guys, let's look at it this way. We hit 17 intraday here. We hit 17 back in the October low, 2 days before that low in 2020 of your 2022 of your bear market, you hit 17. 2 days later, you had your low, and then you ripped faces ever since. All right? Guess what? We just hit that, and we are revisiting that. All right? And we're probably putting in a bullish divergence on the chart, just like we put in the October bottom. Guys, I think it's very likely we're putting in a major, major low. I'm bullish on bacon bits. Oh, I wish I could have them on my nachos tonight. No, I got one piece of chicken left. We're going to make some tomorrow. All right. I think that is pretty much it, guys. Sun run. I didn't look at sun run. We can look at sun run. That's just run, right? Okay, so run. Run over here. You do have earnings. Keep that in mind. All right. But if you undercut this low, you're looking at a bullish divergence, right? Then once you do undercut the low, what are you looking for on that signal? You're looking for exactly this. So yes, you're probably going to undercut that low and put in that bullish divergence. That's going to tell you you're going to start looking for longs. All right. So it's probably going to go something like this. It doesn't have to. But then maybe you get a higher low here, all right? And now that is what you need to see. You need to see on the hourly time frame, what I would be looking for is that basing for, have a great night, my man, great night. That is exactly what you need to see. You need to see a higher high get put in. You need the higher low, higher high, or you make the lower low, and then you make the higher high immediately after, and then now we're going to be looking for the higher low, and you buy that higher low. And that's when, this thing's probably going to rip for a little while. It's probably going to have at least something like that again. If not, you can come up here. And then on the daily time frame, you see you've been, carving this out for a while here. You could potentially, see this thing finally break out here. And then, that's what I would be paying attention to. So yeah, I do like the setup, but I do think you are going to undercut that low, and then you're looking for that basing formation, which would be in the form of an ugly double bottom or a double bottom, or yeah. And by the way, guys, you're going to hear me say ugly double bottom. This is an actual thing. If you go on to thepatternsight.com, which just in case anybody doesn't know what thepatternsight.com is, all right, if you aren't new to, I don't even want to say new. I haven't covered this on the channel in a while. If you were around last year, we constantly put price targets on the board. Not every video, but you know, almost every video, we would find a pattern on the indices and we put price targets on the board. Right here, though, the patternsite.com, guys, this thing is amazing. All right. If you are new to trading, I would highly recommend you want to do this. If you want this to become second nature, this your second language, you're going to study this visual chart. Okay. Not study, but anytime you see something, if you see trend lines match up, okay. And for example, right, ugly double bottom. It's like so simple, guys. All right, you could undercut this low right here. That could be the ugly double bottom. Then you break above that. That's your breakout from the neckline. That's your confirmation right here. If you back test, buy it. You could buy the breakout. You could buy right there. Either way, that's your confirmation. All right, but yeah, if you always are wondering why I say ugly double bottoms, because double bottoms are an equivalent low off of the same level, or at least like, you know, on a daily basis. You want to see that wick hold the same level. On an ugly double bottom, you have, it's something like this, right? Adam and Eve, you have, I want to say it actually says ugly double bottom here. Let me just look it up. Oh, so right. All right. Oh, yeah. Ugly, oh, right here. Yeah. All I know is it was in Bulkowski's books. Maybe it's not on this website, but this is, I learned off those books, and that's literally, yeah. Yeah, I think it has good risk reward. I'm just going to say right now, you literally saw the same thing happen over there. If you see something like that form over the coming days, I think you're going to probably get a positive earnings reaction. That's just my guess right there. You clearly do have, you know, selling pressure, or not selling pressure. You have stopping power, so buying pressure coming in. That was from volume price analysis, guys. Highly recommend. Please, please, for your own sake, go read. Go buy right now off of Amazon. I'll actually pull it up right now. All right, I'll pull it up for you just so you get to see exactly what we are talking about. Hope you guys don't see my stuff. All right. I actually did just buy that. I bought, what is this called? What is this deodorant? Not deodorant. What is this cologne? Dolce & Gabbana, the one. It's actually not bad, guys. It's a good one. All right. It was that, or I was going to buy, what was it? Creed. Is that what it was called? Yeah, I think it was Creed. I think that was the other clone I was in the market for. I want to try these. It is good though. I'm telling you right now, this is a good smell. All right, Dulce. I'm definitely saying that wrong. It's definitely like Dulce. Dulce. You're probably not supposed to pronounce the L. I don't know. Dulce & Gabbana. I like it. The one. But right here, volume price analysis by Anna Colling. So this, you are going to see probably me, I'm going to say buy again. Oh, what was that? Boom, bop, bing, boo, pow, right? This was a game changer. That book right there, game changer. And that's like, you know, guys, just keep trying to do things like, but that's also why I want to turn off the comments. I am excited to want to learn again because like, I'm not thinking about crap. Like straight up, I'm not like, you know, full of myself. I'm not, you know, getting up and down and, you know, just over random crap. I'm not chasing short-term dopamine like I was this week. I will guarantee that one. All right. Why was I going so heavy into it? Looking back, I shouldn't have done that. I should not have froze. Me going heavy forced the freeze, and then the freeze forced, you know, that's not good. All right. But, you know, I still think we're right near bottom. It's okay. All right, guys. But yeah, the patternsite.com, and then 100%, guys, please do yourself a favor. Order this book right here. A complete guide to volume price analysis by Anna Colling. All right, guys. And that will teach you everything you need to know about candlesticks and volume and how they work together. And that will teach you how to spot when something like this is going down. All right. That'll teach you, you know, is a move fake or not? That's what you need to know. That's how I know right here. This selling volume going on here, this is not a fake move, guys. We are intensely getting sellers stepping in here. They are strong. I am extremely going to be surprised if this low is not undercut. Why? Because we have a real move going on here. If this was off decreasing volume, that is what that book, I mean, I already knew this, all right? But like right here, you had this increasing volume. This is a perfect example, guys. Perfect example right here. Right here. Green candlestick. This is, in a nutshell, what that book will teach you. It'll teach you a second language, though. Maybe not right off the bat. It's going to be a little complicated, but guess what? Green candlestick right there. Decent range. Buyers stepped in all day, it looks like, for a $3 move up. What happened to the volume? Low. What happened to the volume the days before? You had that going on. Well, what happened right here? You had slowing volume. So, wasn't higher volume. You did not have more sellers stepping in. You did not have more sellers committing, which would have meant you probably do go lower and end the day lower the next day. But guess what? You had less volume right here. That suggested we should start looking. Yes, this was a down day right here by 0.22%, but we should start looking for buyers to start stepping in because it wasn't fake, but you see it fizzling out. The volume's fizzling out. What happened the next day following that signal? So you got the signal right here that sellers were starting to step aside. Right here, you did have bulls stepping in. Yes, you gapped down, but you had bulls stepping in. What was it off? Extremely low volume compared to what you've got in the past few days on this move down. So, sellers are still committed. Look at that. I'm sorry. I saw it. Right here, though, you do have this low volume candlestick. Guess what? It was a fake move and you continued lower. What happened again? You had these volume spikes. We know sellers are here. Real move. Right here, real move. All right, sellers took control all day. Extremely high volume. Right here, lower volume on this bullish reversal candlestick. Then what happened? You gapped down and you went lower, significantly lower off of higher volume. All right, guys, the fact that you had over here this high volume and this high volume, okay, and then we were not seeing what you would have wanted to see is you would have wanted to see a reversal candlestick or a big green bar validating the bull case here. All right, so something like that, breaking through the high, closing at the highs off of something like this. You see this? See how this literally just led to more upward price action? Now, I will also point out you broke through your ugly double bottom here. So we knew with all likelihood, you're either going to retest that and continue off the races up to this resistance right here. All right, or you are going to be, you're going to be just going off of the races to that resistance right there, which is exactly what you did. And then you surpass that. All right. But yeah, guys, I hope I painted a beautiful picture there. I hope you see very clearly what this book, not that book, what this book has to offer. Like a lot, it has to offer. Okay. All right. Hang on. Let me just look at this page real quick. Hang on, I am seeing if I exposed myself here. I did not expose myself. Thank jeez. I thought I exposed my address. I did not. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. Thank you so much, Amazon. I did not. All right. But yeah, basically allows you to just look at the chart and see where the buy and sell orders. Exactly. I don't want to overcomplicate it. It is like, the beginners is going to be a complicated subject here. I think it's like 100 to 120 page book off the top of my head. Maybe it's a little longer, but guess what? It's going to set you up for exactly that. You are going to literally see how things are working at all times. Right here, increasing selling volume, which is why I think you're probably not going to. And actually, guys, here was your little hint. I did ignore this hint, all right, because, I was bullish biased, but you had this heavier sell volume than this bullish volume on this hammer candlestick. All right, so same thing we actually just discussed over here. I just didn't pay attention to it, all right? Henry was just, I was definitely bull biased. I was, all right? Again, weekly retest. I really wish I was looking at the weekly chart there because what the heck is that thing? I would have been, probably not super bearish, but I definitely would have been bullish right there if I saw that. I would have at least waited for a confirmation that we're continuing to the upside. Because that also would have gave you a weekly close above this. And then guess what? It wouldn't be a break and retest. It would just be, oh, bulls reclaimed, your level right here. That would have been how that went. All right, guys. I am going to catch you guys. Dolce or Dolce? Oh, the cologne. Okay. It is. Well, now that I know I won't expose myself. Let me check one more time if I'll expose my address here. I don't want to do that one. I think we're good. Let me go to my orders here. I'll literally show you what it was. Let's just say one more check. Does it expose anything? No, it does not. You guys already know. I'm in Shelton CT, guys. If you ever see a tall guy walking his dogs, that is me. Maybe some of you guys are in Shelton CT. I know some of you guys were in Fairfield. I remember there were 2 people off the top of my head over the past few months that told me they were in Fairfield. But I am in Shelton, so just know I am going to be. I will have short spiked hair. I will be tall. I will have 2 beautiful pups. They will be Bernedoodles. One is black and white. One is brown and black and white. And yeah, I will smell good because this. Well, not just this. I have some others too. Okay, now that I have confirmed, not exposing anything. All right, right here. All right, this is a relatively cheap cologne that I think actually does smell pretty good. I'm just letting you guys know. I just bought it and tried it out. It is very good. Enfield CT. Hey, let's get. Hey, maybe that's why we get along, dude. Did we chat it up in the comments? Why? Because we're both CTers. I don't know. We got these. Do we have New Yorker accents? We don't. If you live here, you know what I'm talking about. We all talk a certain way that if you've gone out of here, you know others, they don't talk like this. Someone told me I sound like a mobster earlier. That's, CT. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe that's, I don't know. All right, guys. With that being said, I am going to let you guys go. I'm going to go eat because I'm going to try and hit the hay by 10:30, 11. Playing on 10:30 now. We're going to have to see about that one. If anybody else is in CT, let me know. All right. Maybe the comments will come back on sometime soon. I don't know. I just don't want to sit there freaking blocking people because that's 100% what I'm going to be doing. Because if I don't just block them, I'm going to respond to them and argue in the comments. And I just don't even want to think negatively. Guys, I swear the other night I was getting pissed at like old people. Obviously, I'm not saying anything, but I'm opening the door for this person. And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, get the fuck out of the way. Get out of the way. Go. And then, I don't know. It's just literally like, it was constantly just little things. And I was like, this is not me. This is not something I'm like willing to experience. Okay. Like I was in a great mood before I looked at these 2 negative comments. Like literally just, I was having a great night. And then boom, I noticed I was like mentally bitching at an old lady. And I was like, what are you doing, dude? What are you doing? It's crazy. She was like, taking her dear sweet time with all her friends. They were like, they looked like 65, 70 years old. And I'm still getting annoyed that they're walking slow. Like, who cares? That's how it goes when you get older. I don't know. All right. With that being said, I love you guys. I will catch y'all in the next one. Yes, price action levels, volume work for me. Like to look at data points. Yes. All right, guys. I will catch you guys. Tomorrow's Monday. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. All right. I used to have Sundays off, so it's like kind of weird. Now it's the same. It's not the same schedule every day, but I swear, working if it's not one job or if it's both. Like tomorrow, it'll be both likely, and then till Wednesday, it'll be both. And then I think and then yeah, then it'll just be one job Thursday through Saturday, and a Sunday, and it'll be all day at the other job. Everything feels like the same day. I don't know. I'm getting lost in time here. It happens to the best of us, man. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know about the best of us. I can't say that one. I can't say I'm the best one at all if I'm doing that. I cannot even close to say that. Because it's like, again, like, old lady. What? What are you doing? All right. I'll catch you on the next one.